Check, check. We should be live. We look live. Check, check. I hear myself. That is a good thing. Alright, so, welcome back to this thing we're calling, the Fate of Cthulhu, which is a beta test, in fact, of a build-out for the Fate system. Tonight, we have our original cast from last week's starting episode, and we have some new people with us this week. So I thought we'd start and simply go around and let them introduce themselves and their characters, as well as last week's people, because, of course, everybody needs a little reminder sometimes. I know I do. It's like, what? What day is it? It's what, Friday? I don't know what day it is. It is Friday. I just know when I'm supposed to be in this seat. I just know when I'm supposed to be here. Yeah, it's Friday. We all need a little refresher after a long week. So we're going around and letting everybody introduce themselves. And we're going to start on my left. Hey, Scrap.
Good afternoon. Character introduction, I presume.
Oh, yes, of course. Well, yourself. You're Scrap. And what character am I? Okay.
I am Scrap.
Yeah.
I play too much D&D. Let's move on quickly.
Not a thing.
Yeah, hashtag questionable. Professor Archibald Hinkley, PhD. I study the occult. I'm trying to catch up on papers. I believe I'm also being sent back in time.
You've already been sent back in time.
Yes. It's time is becoming more and more of a construct the more we go, to be honest, at this point.
Of course.
In fact, if you look into the research, the point when time started becoming it gets awfully complex. But I'll have a paper on it by the end of the week. Until then, yes.
There he is. Hey, do me a favor, because I'm definitely in need of it. Will you change your name on the screen?
Yeah.
Thanks, friend. Thanks, friend. And directly to my right, we have Laugh Love Lindy.
Hello, I'm Lindy, and tonight I'll be playing Genesis. She's like the world's best fucking hacker ever. If it has lights and electronics or anything, basically if it runs on electricity, I can hack it and make it mine. So, that's just me. I'm just the best. I'm also have like cybernetic Cthulhu implants, which helps me hack things even better.
True that, and you did in fact hack quite a few things last week, which we'll get to.
So many things. There was this group of hackers that thought they were real cool, but they had the lamest name ever, and it was so easy to find them.
Yeah, you sixed the cops on them.
I did. I had my cyber trail. I put it under their name, so they got arrested for my crimes after we stopped them from spreading cult stuff.
This is so true. We will dive deeper into all of that. But first, let's hear from Officer Chip Tater. Hey, Rim.
Yeah. What's up? The name's Rim. I play Officer Chip Tater. I'm not from the future. I'm from the here and now. And I don't know what all these time travelers are doing on my campus. I'm a campus cop. I will sternly tell you to stop doing that. And if you don't, I will call the real police. But yeah, Chip Tater. He's now got these strangers over at his place, staying with him. He's got a little crazy. He went full Smile Semblance Jaws on a zombie last adventure. This is it's kind of scary for him. He's having some moments. It's a little corrupted, one might say. But that's Officer Chip Tater, and he's here to serve you the law.
That is, in fact, Officer Chip Tater. Thanks, Officer Chip Tater. Let's move right over to Hey Myth. How you doing today?
Hello. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. Well, you're back
Good.
playing old Proctor.
Yeah, I'm playing Seamus Proctor. He was once a priest that then got corrupt by Cthulhu and turned into a speaker of the occult, or prophet. He heard and told and spoke and brainwashed and converted many to Cthulhu and manipulated a whole slew of flock towards the old one. But in the future, when he has risen, or thus the old one has risen, technology and the agents have brainwashed Seamus Proctor into working for them, using his own knowledge of the occult and his gifts against Cthulhu. Heading back in time is a weird thing for him because he kind of relives everything that he's also trying to forget in his training. It's a really cool character. I'm really enjoying it a lot.
Yeah, very torn. Like, constantly that pulling of, like, where am I supposed to be in reality?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, going back in time is like, oh, this is what I thought I forgot. Yeah, if you want to, like a mental image, picture Yuri from Command and Conquer's Red Alert 2 and Liam Neeson. And that's what he looks like.
Big and scary. I don't know why. I guess, maybe not too scary,
Liam
but
Neeson
definitely
without
big.
eyebrows.
Yeah.
Right.
Awesome. And new with us this week, hey Strider.
What's up, baby?
I'm good.
I am hyped up, ready to play. If something has Cthulhu in the name, I'm interested.
Yeah.
So I am here. Let's see. Tonight, I'm going to be playing Kathy Perez. Kathy is a completely legitimate businessman. I am a security guard. Yes, that's right. I'm a security guard. You can call me Officer Chip. Oh, wait. I'll come up with another alibi. We'll get to that when we get to that.
Nice. So you can see we have quite an eclectic group, some from the past and some from the future. So to catch us up, well, actually, before we catch up, let's just make a really selfishly exciting announcement, which is that you can now donate bits and subscribe to the Little Red Dot channel as of 2 days ago. So get on that. You're 2 days behind. So start doing things. Bits allow for donations. Now, most of my donations as laid out are definitely for D&D, so I may have to, like, skew them some. But you can always message me and we can chat about that. Last week, somebody donated an Act 20, and I used it by giving a fate point instead, which is an equivalent of a reroll, basically, in Fate. So last week, we learned that in 2030, Cthulhu rises out of the Pacific Ocean, pushing his minions and masses across, turning everybody that he comes across into his cultists. About 2% of the world's population manages to survive in the center of America, in the deep mines there. The original group, which consisted of 5 people, including Genesis and Seamus Proctor, traveled back in time with a single mission to stop a hacker by the name of Cool Air. And of course, Cool Air is
Lame.
yeah, that seems to be the ongoing belief, is that it's just a lame name. Well, we come to find out that it's actually 3 hackers that make up the name together, which I guess they're individually lame
Way
enough
cooler.
to make it super, super lame. So, yeah, they were actually snuck up on in the college campus library, where we, of course, picked up Officer Chip Tater on campus as our 2 streakers landed back in time. And we tracked these guys down to the library. They're busy. Genesis hacks her way into some business and unfortunately catches themselves in a bit of a mess, where they are actually approached by a few of Cthulhu's minions. And they battle it out inside of one of the vaults at this, like, library where some of the artifacts were being kept. Things burn, they run, the usual story, and we end up back at Officer Chip Tater's crib with his girlfriend, who seems to be some kind of Instagram, social media guru of sorts, and the night is ended as everybody kind of goes their separate ways in the apartment to get sleep, and they watch the news, and the news announces something really interesting, which is that a gentleman who Seamus Proctor would know very well.
Oh yeah, this guy.
Oh yeah, this guy, who is one of, if not the most important cult leader in the original rising of Cthulhu. He leads masses of people, by specifically Christians, by kind of converting them, preaching this new Bible called the Serpent's Lament. And he's found dead, slayed open in an alleyway, in fact, in a very ritualistic type manner. And the evening news was kind of broadcasting the recently found body. The strange thing about this, Proctor realized, is that one of the groups sent back in time, it was their mission to kill him. But not like this. So somebody got to him first. And they doze off into the night and wake up the next morning, ready to go watch the sight that is the arrest of the 3 hackers. Because, of course, Genesis has set it up so beautifully. They scheduled a meeting, and instead she called the cops. So, you guys maybe go get coffee. Everybody feels good about coffee. Officer Chip Tater, Genesis, and Proctor. And you sit on the quad, minding your own business, as 3 kind of nobody college kids, pretty average in fact, t-shirts, jeans, 2 women and a male. And they kind of walk up trying to play it off cool. One of them pulls out a hacky sack and they start hacky sacking together because they're in college, I guess, in the 90s. And you guys kind of watch them as Officer Chip Tater, why don't you roll me a notice? You've got that
That's right.
that officer sense. Let's see if you can pick up on.
You got that hacky sack.
Yeah, give me
Those
that
are really
hacky
good.
sack.
Isn't that also what Genesis keeps all of her hacking gear in?
Or hacky sack.
I got nothing.
That
I got nothing.
hacky sack is full of drugs.
So I'm sorry. What did you roll, Rim? I'm right here.
I
Right here.
rolled a zero, but I got a fate point. I don't know what these guys are up to. And
Okay,
because
so you can
when I
choose. You can re-roll that if you want,
Yep.
or you can take an actual fate point and use it for an aspect in the moment. It's up to you.
Oh.
You can
For an
cash it in
aspect,
a few.
okay.
Yeah, you can cash them in like a few different ways.
Damn. Okay. One of my aspects is that I hate these gosh darn students.
Okay,
That's
You
not really
d-
your
And then
aspect.
I'm also a dorky bumbling security campus police. So
Okay, so, so I would say, you are struggling to enjoy your morning coffee because, in fact, you hate these darn kids so much. Just, your fury for them rages like no other, that you have been on the lookout for the cops since the moment you stepped on the quad. Just hyper senses, looking about. And there they are, you see them, a couple of them sneaking up behind 2 trees. And it is another cop that's clearly undercover, Officer Chip Tater. He's got to be undercover, because he looks too old to be wearing hipster clothes. I don't know, baggy pants. They're not baggy anymore. Too tight pants, right? They're all too tight, and they have like a printed t-shirt, pleats. Yeah, they got pleats. But it's the shoes that give it away. He's got old man shoes. They're not cool or hip for the rest of his outfit. And he walks up as if trying to maybe play it off undercover. You guys just watching?
hey,
Yeah, I'm recording.
Yeah.
All right.
I will,
Yeah.
I'm gonna stand up, donut in hand, and I'm going to stealthily observe the same way this guy is, but I'm not going to do it nearly as.
Okay, are you gonna roll?
Like
You're gonna have to
he
roll
is.
me a stealth, unless you're absolutely
will.
not wanting to be stealthy.
Yeah. I'm going to watch these kids and eat donuts.
Okay. I mean, it's like
That's 6.
Boom. You stand up. Maybe it's the power of the morning donut, but you
Wow.
feel it. Yeah, you feel that coffee, and you stand up and crouch and begin to do the same thing as the other cops as you kind of hop from tree to tree. Genesis approach. You guys watch as he kind of
Still on duty.
yeah, literally hides from tree to tree. Very, very well, in fact, to get closer and kind of hear what's going on. And Officer Chip Tater, you hear him talking, and you can tell that the cop is bombing. He doesn't have his lingo together, and they're beginning to get nervous. And one of them tosses the hacky sack up, seem like toss it in the air, and the cop looks up, and the 3 of them bolt. And they begin running. 2 of the cops tackle 2 of them, but one of them is getting away.
I'm recording and like walking behind.
And you, yeah, you're like catching it all between these 2 trees. One cop dives on one cop dives on the other, and the other kid goes to cross the street, and the cop car like slides in right in front of him and stopping him, and they get out. Get on the ground, hacker scum.
I hear, ooh, hacker scum.
Hey,
I
these
eyeball.
guys are terrible. Wow.
Nailed it.
I,
Upload to YouTube.
I see that Genesis is still just sitting there playing on her phone and just say,
She is.
"It's them! It's them!" And I start running after her.
Do you have a gun?
I had one. Didn't
Oh,
I?
that's right. You
Yeah.
got one. Oh, that's right. Officer Chip Taylor did get a gun.
You might not want to wave your gun at the police, by the way.
stepped it up.
I'm a cop, Genesis.
So,
Sure.
Proctor, you watch as Genesis and Officer Chip have a little exchange, and he fumbles for a gun, pulls it out, and begins running towards the action. They seem to have it pretty much under control. They've cuffed all three of them. One of the policemen seems pretty gruff. He's like, "Get in the car!" And like puts, tucks his head. Ugh.
Perfect. Yeah. Got it. I'm really feeling the cop.
I'm so good at this cop thing. I don't know how to be mean. Yeah, and he, the other one turns around and he goes, were you involved in this security cop?
Yes. You see, sir, this is this coffee shop on campus?
Oh, sure.
You see, yes, sir. My name is Officer Chip Tater. I'm here of the Miskatonic Campus Police. This is my jurisdiction. I noticed that you needed a hand, so I had my gun.
I didn't know they started giving campus security guns. Makes me a little nervous.
Oh, you know what makes me nervous? A library that just gets broken into with dead bodies strewn all over the place, sir. Because that's what happened last night. Can't be too safe around here.
He steps up and goes, "I'm sorry. That's confidential information."
I'm a confidential guy.
Were you
Officer.
on the scene of the crime? And he reaches back and taps a buddy on the shoulder.
Can I hack into the cop car radio and be like, "We have an emergency on 2nd and 34th Street"?
I don't know. Can you? roll the burglary for the hack.
All right, sure. I think I get a bonus. Whoa.
All right,
this.
you can do it. Whoa. Yeah.
Mm.
We have an emergency on 2nd and 34th Street. Repeat, can all available units come to 2nd and 34th Street?
Oh, he looks around. He's like, "We're coming back for you, Mr. Chip Tater." And he's like,
Officer
"Men, take these back to. Take these kids back to the precinct. We'll take the call." And he radios back, "Reading you loud and clear. We're on our way. Over and out. Cop car.
Roger that.
Yep, great. Somebody.
Roger that. I feel it back at my. This is Tater Dispatch. We got some
10-4.
county cops.
Over and out.
It's also Genesis just talking to me, making me feel like I'm accomplishing something.
So you this happens and they drive off. One cop car that direction, the other one takes the other two downtown, and in this small town, and you guys are standing on the campus quad. People have kind of gathered. They too have their phones out. Kids are, "Oh my god, let me see that." Was that James? Oh my god, I think it was. Should we call his mom?
I'm gonna get among them and be and show the video that's uploaded to YouTube already, and it has 30,000 views. They're like, "Oh my god, did you know that he was distributing all this confidential government secrets?" And I don't even want to say it.
Oh
but
my god, I gave him
know.
my number
To the
one
Russians.
time. Oh my god.
I know.
And she's
Yeah,
like,
but
"I
I
have."
hope you didn't give him. Hope you weren't friends with him on Facebook.
And she's like, she looks to her friend and they pull away
Might be
and run.
compromised.
The last two cops that are there are kind of bike cops. They ride this area. They shoo everybody away. And you guys are kind of left standing. But Genesis, as this, yes, exactly. As this, event was going down, as you were kind of watching Officer Chip Tater, you were actually scrolling through the morning news, reading up on last night's, announcement. But something else has sparked your eye. You know that searching the back databases of museums and auction houses is a great way to find things that you're looking for. Oftentimes rare items, and definitely occult items that are oftentimes lost or confused as other things. And as you're searching through, in fact, there is a museum in New York City that's getting ready to have, tomorrow evening, in fact, a gala. And they're announcing a new item. It is the big marketing item. And you know this to be very important casing for a piece of Cthulhu himself, the physical of the monster that rose.
Hey guys, look what I found on the news.
Oh my, look at that there.
I know, right?
Right. Could be very dangerous.
Just sit there in an auction house, like taking candy from a baby or something, whatever. Like taking passwords from grandmas. It's super easy.
As this little moment is going on and being shared, Professor Archibald, you are viewing the 3 subjects you've been watching for almost 24 hours since they arrived back in time. They contacted you 2 years after you were told they would. You thought they'd never come. Mm-hmm. And you've kind of been watching them on the quad, I'm guessing secretly. How would you hide yourself on the campus quad? That's actually a much better question. I gotta know.
No, I wouldn't hide myself. If they didn't turn off for 6 months, I'd go and reapply for my job.
Oh. Well, the problem was when you got there, you were actually in your job. So you killed yourself.
Well, I mean, I'm already here, so...
It's true. I mean, that's not gonna cause problems.
What, am I going to disappear? No, it'd be fine.
Yeah, so you kill your past self
I've
and take your
studied this.
place. It's gonna be okay.
I knew this was gonna happen, so I studied
Meanwhile,
it.
I'm exchanging emails with
Invade my
myself in
own-
juvie. I'm like, okay, so we're gonna hack this. When you get out in like 3 years.
I could probably actually imagine he comes in and just goes, Archie, we need to talk. Oh, it's you. Yes, unfortunately I've come back in time, and obviously there can only be one of us. Yes, I accept.
Yes,
Okay.
I get it. I'll leave. I'll go wolf myself.
So,
All right.
so you've been hanging out here for a while. You just thought, well, shit, I'm just gonna have to do it all over again. And about 2 years into what you thought was a done mission, a total failure, you get the coded email, the encoded email. You do as you're told, and you send the items necessary. Guns, money, everything you've been saving up. But you're always a little weary, right? Because, am I correct, one of your aspects is everyone's occultist? You believe everyone's occultist? Yeah.
Possibly also myself from the past.
Love it.
Well,
Love it.
that doesn't cause, like, time paradox problems. Yeah, so you needed to double check that it was them. So you've been watching them for about 24 hours. They have no idea. You saw them burn the library, you watched them leave, and you now know where Officer Chip Tater lives. And you've watched them on the quad this morning, get the 3 arrested. And now they're kind of chatting over the morning news, which you can only assume is the gala being held in New York City.
So I'll also be looking probably at my iPad. Oh, yeah. I'll be looking at the
iPad 1.
the news. Yes, indeed. When it works, it works. Goddamn Windows updates all the time, breaking everything. He'll have a look at the news as well, and he'll just continue to watch. I imagine he's taken all of the things, all of the guns, all of the ammo, all the equipment, and he's put it all in like a storage locker somewhere. And that key, it's a mechanical key that he just keeps on his person.
Gross. How would you use a mechanical? How am I supposed to take your stuff?
Yeah. And, you feel like they've done what they're supposed to. You knew that the one contacting you was supposed to be here to stop those kids. It was not your job to do that. It was theirs. And they did it.
Yes, they did. But is that exactly what Cthulhu wants me to think?
Why don't we roll for something then? I would say, why don't you roll a will? There's a box that pops up. It's the modifier box. You have to hit OK.
No. Where's Will?
Oh, you may not have it. If you don't have it on your sheet, you get the joy of you get the joy of hitting the mediocre skill. So you can roll 4 Fate die. Oh, you have will. It's right. Oh no, you don't. I'm sorry. That's the wrong character sheet. Yeah, so
I
you
did
can.
leave a load blank though. I did leave a load
You can
blank.
take. You can take will. This is the perfect time. Will against what's whispering to you. So type will into one of your boxes and then roll it.
Yeah, I'll take an average will.
Cool. Nice. What have we got? Nice. Okay, a 2. Those whispers that are always there, just knowing that Cthulhu is coming. You hear the sounds of these whispers and sounds as you begin to make note of them, but they grow faint, as if something's changing.
Oh, mother of God.
As if you're not sure. He grows stronger, yet not at the same time. Stronger in a different way. A more present way.
So, what, am I getting a feel that I can, like, converse with these guys or something? Is that
You're getting a feel that you can absolutely converse with them if you want to. I mean, they seem to be trustworthy. They did their job. The mission that you were sent to do was to set up base camp. Check. And wait for them to contact you. Check. And for them to complete the mission, which was stop the 3 hackers.
In that case, I guess I will walk up to the 3, and I will perhaps try and appear from behind a tree. Professor Archibald Hinkley, PhD. Congratulations, you have proven your loyalties.
Oh, like, what's up, dude?
Hello.
Do we know of this?
You guys know that you were supposed to meet General Hinkley. That is how it originally was given to you. That he was sent back in time.
I remember that
seed.
from the last episode. We knew the name. So you're that dude. We met you in like the future.
What?
No, you might not do so anymore.
Oh, well, I guess it's nice seeing you now. Okay.
I can run with that, yes.
Alright, yeah. Well, I don't like running, but we're outside.
Well,
so.
well, what we have already done has never happened because we went back in time. Now, since went back in time, we knew that we would never actually reach that point again because that point we are here to stop. So meeting you here, of course, would change that path
Sure.
because it's already been altered. Yes?
Professor Hinkley, you're in on all of this?
And
But you had work to do today. You'll go a little
Finish
over.
my paper?
Yes, Chip. Yes.
Are you? Wait. And I look between him and the other two. You're from the future, aren't you?
Yes and no.
Don't
we're still
confuse
seeing-
him.
Your head explodes and you die.
His head is very fragile right now. His brain has seen a lot.
I figured you were from somewhere outside of this existence. Your tie keeps flickering in and out.
Yes, it is. It is.
It's called
Cthulhu's-
clipping.
Yes.
All right.
Facing.
Yeah.
It's a clip-in. It's a clip-on.
It's clipping in and out of like
Mm.
future.
Yes.
It's also being censored sometimes, so I get the big pixels. It's a very inappropriate tie.
Yeah, I remember some of the
That's how
ties.
good I am at hacking, guys. Is I can put sensors on you.
It's actually one of them new news ties. I can read the news from it from the holograms that appear.
Oh, I've heard about those. I was thinking about getting one, but I don't think it'd go with my like punk aesthetic.
Much more pleasing at Christmas than the annoying ringing ones.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, what kind of nonsense are you supposed to be getting us into? Because apparently, that's all we do nowadays.
Cthulhu is growing stronger. Or perhaps
What?
better. More
Stopped?
present.
Oh. We stopped the ghouls and stuff. I got the code.
Yes. I fear that may not be enough.
Oh yeah, there's also, have you seen this? It's like a thingy thing that we're gonna go steal.
You will need
Nice.
equipment.
New equipment.
Guns, vehicles, ammo, gadgets.
Okay, now you're speaking my language.
Kind of guns.
Calm down, Chip. You can just about handle that 9mm.
Oh.
What kind of gadgets?
So the good news is, Professor, you knew this gala was coming. You've been watching this museum since you got here almost 2 years ago. You have collected a smorgasbord of items that you could possibly use for such a heist. From technology to the outfits you're going to need to wear to money simply to buy something if you don't have it. This is the cream of the crop in terms of the kinds of people that are going to show up. This is a worldwide turnout. And it is known that originally when this piece arrived and was taken the first time, it was actually auctioned off and purchased by a Chinese investor. It never made it to him.
I will relay this.
Well, he's not gonna get it this time around because we're totally gonna win the bid.
Yes.
Or just steal it if we don't feel like wasting other people's money. Because if we use our own money, I could just.
Do we have the assets to do such?
I believe so. And if not, we have plenty of cash to acquire the assets. On top of
Very
this,
good.
I wonder if we're perhaps being too predictable. I feel like a game of chess where the other player gets to have a go every time just after yours. He gets to see your move, then you move back, then he makes a move that beats your move before you've already made it.
I feel like it's more like Battleship, where you're just kind of like there's a line, and there's just kind of guess with cannonballs.
I was thinking Mousetrap.
You know, I used to play Battleship a lot as a kid. Very easy game to win. You just don't place the ships.
You're the worst.
I always hated those guys.
I know, me too, because I was always the gullible one, and the other time was like, I know you've got a battleship there. Oh,
The look of evil. This was so good.
Those guys, they put like all their ships in one little cluster, so like you think you're hitting something, but you're just like you can't see
Oh
anything.
god, that was good.
So what he said. Like Mr. Admiral Hinkley, are you single?
In this
That's not the
timeline,
sexiest thing anyone's ever said.
yes, in this timeline currently, or am I? Well, I am, but I'm not. Yes.
Okay, I'll take that as just a general yes.
I think status, relationship status, it's complicated.
All right, sure, I can work with that.
Not in the usual way.
That's
I mean-
what that means. Oh, I know.
So am I to understand that we are going to suit up and ship out?
Yeah.
ship out.
Yeah.
You know, it's like 2020, right? I might know some people who could help.
You actually might. Do you have resources or
I have contacts.
do you have those two, Officer Chip Tater?
Yes.
Somebody got
there's-
excited.
There's somebody on campus who owes me a favor.
Oh.
If I may strongly recommend that you kill yourselves and everyone that you know in this timeline, because they can't be trusted.
You see, I didn't have many friends growing up, and I'm in juvie right now in this timeline because I'm only like 15. But
Nice, easy kill then.
If
yeah,
me from the
I'm just
future
I'm
shows
just
up-
planning on working with myself to a certain extent.
Well, if me from the future shows up, then I'm just going to shoot him right then and there if that's what's going on. I'm past me.
So who owes you a favor, Officer Chip Tater?
Well, one of my aspects, a few months ago, I did not bust up a kegger for the Chi Omega Chi fraternity. And in return, they said that,
What was it? The Chi
the Chi Omega Chi. Yeah, Chi Omega Chi fraternity. So, they now owe me big time because I could have put so many of them on the shit list. But I made a deal. So, they got good money. They got lots of due paying members.
Nice.
maybe there's somebody at this gala.
Are you
who's a
extorting
former-
college students? I'm so proud of you.
I'm imagining like Assassin's Creed where you call the thieves to just come out of the bushes and
Yeah.
attack. But it's just a bunch of frat kids just jumping out and like giving the guy a swirly, and then they pop off and they just go off screen, and then you're like, all right, well, figure that one out. That was my saver.
I cast summon frat level 4.
So,
Swarm.
Up to 8 pledges.
I
up
know
to
some
4
people in the black
freshmen.
market.
oh, do you know?
Yeah, that's my contact.
Who do you know?
I don't know. There's this coffee guy.
Is that right? Have you
Yeah.
contacted him recently?
I'll shoot him an email.
What, are you gonna ask him if he's gonna be at the shindig? Or what are you
Like,
asking?
hey, you busy Saturday night?
Which is in fact the gala.
Yeah.
So remember, it was Parents' Weekend, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
yeah,
busy?
that fits our timeline. Why not? Screw it.
Busy Saturday night? Because I've totally got a sweet gig.
So you send this off into the World Wide Web. It pings over coffee. Where are you? What are you up to? In this moment, when you get this email.
Kathy is in.
You probably think it's from some 15-year-old as well, because... yeah.
Kathy is in New York City. He is trying on clothes and suits and probably casing the joint. The burglary skill I read allows you to make plans and think of things. So that's probably what he's spending his time doing, I'd imagine.
Yeah. Suiting himself up and making plans.
Reply to the email being, unfortunately, he is very busy this weekend. He's attending a party.
Lame. I was gonna ask you to go to a party too. Whatevs. Have fun.
Well, Genesis is out of date. She reached out to her contacts. Dead end. So you guys...
Okay, guys.
Yeah, so, Professor, you take them back to your 18th century office. And,
Is there a fainting
It's a
couch?
No, there is not a fainting couch, but if you take
Oh.
a seat, I can get you a Spanish brandy.
You know, that'll do.
it has a
Have to locate it
chalkboard.
first.
Yes, no, it's in the stationery cupboard. No one ever goes in there. It's locked.
Yeah, who writes anymore?
No, I keep it locked. Only I am allowed to break it.
Oh.
Sounds
Yeah.
so expensive, you know.
Is that paper?
I mean, that's what you get forever stamps.
He guys walks you into his office. Where, in fact, is this base camp? Where have you set up all of these goods? Are you hiding them? Do you have like a bat cave? Like,
They're like, like what's the show, like the one where they just go and break open like garages all the time, like
Right.
Storage
Storage
Wars.
Wars.
that's the one. Yeah. I've literally just rented a U-Haul unit, and I've just
Nice.
so
It's like those moving pods out in the front lawn. We go out there and it's just decked out like Matrix style laid out.
guns, yeah. So
I
yeah,
open the window, the walls come out and everything.
yeah. He takes you. He does. He in fact takes you to this storage place. Key, everything, unlocks it. It's just up to the road from the frats party, in fact, and we'll get to that here in a second. But gate rolls up and it's stocked with everything you needed, from like tactical gear to what would be considered in 2020 top of the line technology, though is a smidge behind probably for Genesis's taste, but she can get her hands in and fix it any way she wants. And you guys suit up, pretty much everything you need. So what we'll do is as we move into this is like you just kind of tell me what you have as we go. It's like the improv back pocket. You just have it if
Yeah.
you need it.
Can
Rocket
tell you
launcher.
straight away. It took me a great deal of time and effort to find it, but that is a real version of that tank from the Batman movie. Yes, you know the one, the rum.
Yeah.
Yes,
Just
I
in
got
there.
one.
Just
I got
in the back with boxes stacked on top of it. He's like
Right.
moving stuff. Oh, I have this thing back here.
It's right
We
behind a
can't get it
box
out
of
of here, but-
grenades.
Well, you guys do in fact have transportation, whether you take, I guess, the bat tank or Officer Chip Tater's. Oh no, it's gonna stay on
so-
campus.
Yeah. So we can either take the bat tank, or I'm gonna go on Craigslist and totally buy like a super cheap pedo van and then deck it out with tech. Like basically turn it into a hacker van.
Convoy. Why do we have to decide on one vehicle? Let's just.
That's true. You know, then it gives us multiple escape routes.
It is
I'm
true
down with
also.
it.
Well-
the Batneck does have 2 seats.
So are you guys
Oh.
driving to New York, or you flying? Private
we're
jet
north
is
east
also
side,
an
is it?
option.
How far is it? Where are we?
You guys are
I
in
think-
like Massachusetts, right? Isn't that where I said it was? Oh no,
I think
Minnesota.
that's about
Oh.
106 miles. We've got half a tank of gas.
We got a full tank of weapons.
Yeah, full tank
Yes.
of weapons.
Bunch of hacking equipment. Wearing
Nothing.
sunglasses and it's dark.
Minnesota.
So you guys suit up. We'll say you do in fact rent a van, and that's actually what you get from the frat boys.
Oh yeah, we get their party van.
You get their party van. You knew that they had a van, and you knew you were going to need it for this heist. And you basically tell them
leave
it's
the
not coming back.
mattress in there, but I shove everything else out. It's a frat boy party van. There's a mattress in there.
There is, but why do you want to keep it?
You know,
Secretly a hoarder. Secretly a hoarder.
so
Princess,
we're
we
gonna
can
keep the
step on it.
mattress, chuck
She
everything else out.
deletes files and keeps everything else.
Yeah, yeah, and we leave the curtains too, because I gotta have it dark. I wear sunglasses
yeah.
when we're outside, so I can save my retinas for the computer screens. And then I just like start loading it up with tech and just like car batteries to power everything.
Oh, damn. Okay, cool. Yeah, you
The
guys
hacker
deck
van
it
now.
out. Yeah, we turned it into a hacker van. There's still transport, or like seats for transport.
And then I let someone else drive, and I sleep.
I get in the van and I put the little siren on top, just so we know everyone's gonna get on our way.
Okay, you magnetize your
Let's
yeah.
paint it black to be like a SWAT van.
Oh, okay. Oh, hacker van. Yeah, you guys, I don't know, spend the
Like a rack
afternoon.
of guns on the other wall, and then
Right.
technology in one wall.
But you
weapons on the
only
other.
like spray paint it. Like you don't have time to
Yeah.
like go get it done, so you guys
just
just buy a
I get,
bunch of
like,
black
a
paint.
box of-
Yeah, and you guys spray paint the whole thing.
All right, guys.
Perfect.
You guys spray it down, try to make it as incognito, I guess, as possible, and
Yeah.
and hit the
a while.
road. It's a pretty decent
hand.
drive. It takes you guys a little bit to get to New York. What is the plan when you hit New York? Because you're gonna get there probably afternoon.
I'm the Chai Omega Chai chapter at NYU. What's up, guys?
On the way there, I'm going to be Googling and researching what kind of security protocols the auction house has,
Nice.
what kind of security systems it has, who's working the security that night, all that stuff.
Okay, so do me a favor, and you're gonna want to roll burglary for that.
Okay, yeah. And then like what catering companies there and stuff.
Yeah, so you kind of want to know the lowdown, the sitch. Okay.
Yeah.
So you begin that
Basically,
research.
virtually casing the joint.
So you start doing your research as you travel. Oh damn. That is considered an epic level burglary. Yeah, you get all the information you need. It's actually it's just the museum's security, like internal security. In terms of the tech aspect. So cameras pretty much in every room. Lots and lots of cameras in the basement, where they're going to
Okay.
keep all of the auction items that they move up one at a time. There's a security detail. There's an escort team that moves the items from bottom floor up to auction and then back out the back where they get signed for and picked up.
Okay.
Yeah, it will be very busy on the upper floor. All aspects of the museum on the main floor will be open, and there is security at the door checking invitations.
Okay. Can I find like a picture of these invitations?
I
is
would
someone
say-
I'm so excited to go to the gala.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, at
Yeah.
a 7, you manage to find some Instagram and fix it up a little bit and print out a few copies. I don't know how you do that. Maybe you hit a FedEx Kinko's because
We
they're
hit
on
a Kinko's on the way.
every corner in New York City. They're everywhere, and you just kind of hit one when you get there.
Especially back then.
Yeah, for sure. So, back then in 2020, and you guys, you print out what you need, and we do
I
in
also
fact.
want to know the catering company because it's a gala. There's
Yes. It's called Bite Me.
Bite Me?
Yeah,
I
Bite
love
Me
that.
Catering. And Bite Me Catering, yeah, they'll be the one. They're pretty high end. They're run by an adorable couple, and the museum seems to use them quite frequently. They may be the one on roster for them.
I wanna hack it, look on their employee roster and see who's working the shift
Okay.
tonight,
Okay.
and then dig up some dirt on some employees, things they would not want to get out.
Okay, so I would say with that high of a roll, you do in fact, you know, the catering list is pretty easy to find once you hack into the back end of their like personal, like their desktop at the catering facility, like their kitchen, and
Their password was scrumptious.
What assholes. So they you start kind of cross-referencing via Google and social media, pairing names until something pings. And there is one kid who is new, and he's recently just gotten out of jail on bail.
Got it.
Yeah, for in fact burglary.
Burglary. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna like dig up some conspicuous pictures and stuff. Just have them on my phone.
Okay.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Gotta blackmail somebody on the spot, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, look.
We'll say that maybe it was easy to find the footage that got him caught. But you find some footage that hasn't surfaced yet in terms of like
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, you find some footage that hasn't surfaced. And so this kind of happens as you guys roll into New York. Of course, it is jam-packed with people, but you head straight for NYU territory. Because I guess this frat is supposed to house you guys. And we'll say, Officer Chip Tater, what, you make a phone call?
Yeah, I
How you gonna contact him?
I'm gonna
Smoke signal.
yeah,
Out of the back of the van, nonetheless.
I'm gonna call
You want a phone? I got
Wes-
3.
Art kids.
Yeah, I get one of those phones and I call. Let's say his name is Wesley.
Mhm.
If I'm told that's who you contact, that's their
Oh, I see.
that's their head guy. The head
Yeah.
guy. Their chapter leader.
Okay.
He
head
picked.
guy.
He,
I'll-
yeah,
I'll
he.
help him turn this way.
I was about to say you call him up and he's like, what do you want? This is like a secure line.
Not secure enough, kid.
Who is this and why are you calling me?
My name is Officer Chip Tater. That's capital C, caps lock Tater. Now, good kid, I've been sent your way from the chapter house of Chi Omega Chi over at Miskatonic U over there in Minnesota.
I see.
And you are going to do a little something for me and my friends.
Well, they called me and told me you might show up. Look, we're supposed to be having a kegger tonight, so like don't come and crash the party, okay? I'm gonna text you an address. This is the location of one of our privately owned places where we take girls. Like it's like just a private apartment that the frat owns. You can stay there for the night, but like don't tell anyone.
That's right.
Secret safe with me, kid. Be cool, stay in school. And I hang up on him.
And he like closes the phone and you very quickly get a message back. He gives you an address and there's also a door code for the main door as well as the apartment door. So you don't need a key.
They have a satellite smush room. Is that what we're staying?
That's right.
Yeah, you guys are staying in the sex room.
Nice.
Perfect.
This
Away
is-
off campus.
This really is a horror tale. Yeah, off campus. So you guys pull up pretty quickly. It's about mid-afternoon. The gala is supposed to begin with like hors d'oeuvres and announcements and talking. The silent auction portion begins at 6 p.m. The main event for the floor auction will begin around 8 p.m.
It's like, you guys should probably get dressed up nice and stuff, because I have invitations. Or if you want to be something other than I guess, just let me know.
Right.
And I immediately start dressing into something way more awesome.
I'm going to definitely find something to put together to be like a bodyguard outfit, you know?
Uh-huh.
You
Yep.
need money, here's a stolen credit card.
Yeah. And actually, it's you guys suited most of that. Like, there were different outfits, security outfits, and those kinds of things, and tuxes and stuff back when you left Minnesota,
Yeah.
because Professor had hooked you guys up, so you had everything
He
you
said
need.
suit up, and I put on a suit.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
You got it.
And you guys are ready to go. Are you gonna roll up in the van? Are you taking a cab? What's the plan here when you arrive at the
I'm
museum?
in a limo.
Alright guys, do
Uber.
you want me on the inside? Not very I'm a little conspicuous. Or do you want me to outdoors, like, and remotely hack in? 'Cause I can do either.
I feel like a
Take that van, can't we? And she can just stay out there and be the remote hacker.
I'll come in if you need me.
Correct.
Here's little earpieces.
We're
for
about to
everybody.
Mission Impossible the shit out of this, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have mine built in. It's into my jawbone, so it's a built-in microphone. That's just at all times. I can just near me.
And so that happens. You guys kind of roll up. You guys get out probably like a block from where you need, so maybe you can just walk up to the museum. Genesis pulls around the corner. You find a nice secure place in kind of like an alleyway where you think you'll probably be ignored.
Nice dark alleyway.
Yeah, you pull up next to a dumpster, so you kind of look the same with this like
I love
beefy
it.
Ford van. And you hide out. You have enough signal where you're at to reach the museum. No problem.
Yeah.
Now, as this takes place and you guys begin to walk up, there are those big lights out front, you know, they're like casting into the night sky. People are dressed up smancy, like super smancy. And we're going to pan over and see what is up with our other black market hacker, burglarer, I guess. How are you approaching this party?
Wait, hold on. Before we do that, Genesis, do me a favor. Do me a favor.
Anything for you, boo.
Pencil in my eyebrows, please.
I got you.
Thank you.
I only have one left, but I got you. Your left
Myth,
one's
you're
a
hitting
little
a little
better
too
than your
close.
right one.
Myth, you're hitting a little too close to home here, man.
Look at this here.
All right. Also, I've keyed into all your phones, so just like let me know if you need something, and I'll pop it up the info on your phone.
Perfect.
You do not use a phone, right? I know you're old.
Yeah, I can.
Okay, cool. Just making sure. Have fun. I got a bottle of gin. I'm good.
So we leave Genesis in the van as you guys walk up. Now tell me, friend, what are you up to?
I think the biggest asset Caffey has on his hands for casing this place is time. Getting blueprints and plans from City Hall. Visiting the museum a week or two before. Trying to enjoy the whatever it has they have there, actually casing it out for security systems, cameras, etc., etc. I am deathly curious how my burglary is going to hold up to Genesis's
Well,
burglary, though.
let's give it a roll.
Fingers crossed. Oh, come on, I clicked the button.
There's a modifier box that pops up afterwards that you get a hit okay
There
on.
we go.
Yeah. Out of 2. So out of 2, you pull the city plans. You come at this a really different way. She came at it from a high-tech security standpoint. You, in fact, went for the, base plans of the building. And you found that in this original beautiful, beautiful old museum, the original building had access direct to the sewer. And it pops up actually in the basement of the museum. Not far from what you believe to be the room that holds all of it. All of the items. This system also feeds out about another, half mile onto the surface of the street. So the same tunnel you would enter on, it hits the museum first, and then it continues out and it hits the street, being probably both your entrance and your exit.
Okay. Outfits are packed. Maintenance, server, and security guard, as well as socialite. Fancy suits and whatnot.
Yeah. So you're gonna go the security officer route.
He's layering up.
I see. So you're like 1, 2, 3, putting different layers on. So your top layer is probably like a jumpsuit and things for the sewer. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
The socialite, security officer.
Yes. Yeah, so one at a time. So you strip your layers. You come up through the sewer. You get into the basement. It's relatively quiet. You do hear the footsteps of one security guy that seems to be kind of walking this area. You can see the waving of his flashlight. What would you like to do? Would you like to just wait it out stealthily and see if he passes, or do you want to attack him?
Yeah. I'm going to see if I can't strangle him to death without talking to him with some piano wire.
Okay. you pull out a grot or something of the sort, and you are gonna make an attack. So this will be cool. So all I need from you really quickly is, do you have fight, or if not, we'll take a physique roll.
I have physique and stealth, if stealth could help me out in this situation at all.
Sure. Wait a second. What kind of stunts do you have? Do you have anything that'll help you in this?
I have a quick on the draw. I can take actions before other people do, so...
Okay.
I have a backup plan if this does not work.
Okay, cool. Why don't...
Figure out what's happening to him.
Yeah, roll me both. Roll me the stealth and the physique. And we'll kind of figure them out together along with your stunt, which I think gives you an advantage to some degree.
All right, well, the stealth is a 4 and the physique is also a 4.
Nice. Those are great rolls. Yeah, just seamlessly, like butter. He walks past, garrote on the neck. You take him right down to the ground. You know, it takes a while before...
Quiet. Nothing but things.
Are you trying to kill him? Are you trying to... Okay. Yeah, and you feel it. The garrote cut through the skin and into the larynx. And he...
Yeah, blood's pouring out over the little wire.
Yep, that's it. It's, he's done. You, let's say with that...
sighing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With that high of a roll, I'd say you managed to minimize the blood on his actual security guard outfit. Yours looks pretty similar, but he has a name tag. Like a magnetized one. Really snazzy. Plated metal.
What's the name on the name tag?
Jeffrey.
Kathy kisses his cheek, lies him down, yanks the little name tag off. Apparently, I'm now Jeffrey.
And you look the part. Do you have another outfit on under?
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey. Do you have another layer on underneath the security outfit?
The socialite, yes. He has a tuxedo.
That's what I thought.
Kind of fancy suit on underneath that one.
Perfect. Okay, great. All right. I'm in the know now. So you head upstairs and nobody really questions you in terms of walking around. You looks like security. You are in fact just around the corner from the artifact room. You are welcome to enter it. It looks like there might be a lock on it, a pin code lock, or you could always, head upstairs.
I think he would like to try the pin code lock to see if he can't figure out how to crack it. Perhaps come up with another plan if that does not work out.
Cool. Yeah. So go ahead. Roll me another burglary. Whoa! Beep, 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 boop, boop. You type it in. You try a few things. And it does finally pop. You're not sure if you messed it all up, but you did it. And the door open. It seems to be pressurized of some kind, as if it keeps everything, at a specific temperature and pressure, because these are old pieces that are going up for auction. And you open the room. It's about a 30-foot room, 10-foot wide, big shelves, lots of things, from paintings to statues. Do you know what you're here looking for, friend?
I am not sure his extent of knowledge. He knows that there's bidding going on later, and he thinks his contacts might be a little bit more interested in the bidders.
Interesting. Okay.
If it were up to him, the fancy, expensive stuff would not even make it to their end destinations.
Okay. So you're not necessarily looking for one thing in particular. There are lots of valuable items here. There seems to be some kind of jeweled necklace and those kind of things around. Genesis, something interesting happens. You're watching your security feed.
Yep.
Having tapped into the museum, and you cannot help.
I took a 2-liter of Mountain Dew, because that's hacker fuel, and I poured it into an empty 2-liter, and then I took a bottle of gin and I poured it into each half.
Oh God!
Shook it up a little bit, and that's my fuel for the night.
Oh my God! Okay,
but I am wearing a fancy dress in case they need me to come in. I have an extra invitation.
Oh,
dress, but I'm
so you're
there drinking gin and Mountain Dew.
Fancy dress.
On the lounging on the mattress, watching the security feeds.
Gross.
And as you're doing that, you can't help but miss the man who just killed another man, and then promptly went from one room to the room next door and is now walking through the vault.
I'm gonna zoom in. Can I zoom in on the cameras? Who is this guy?
Yeah.
We're the only people supposed to be stealing stuff tonight?
Yeah. You in fact are. And you zoom in. Why don't you roll... what did you roll earlier for your contact? Did I make you roll earlier for your contact in the black market?
Make me roll. I roll contacts now.
Yeah, roll contacts, because you may just recognize him.
Sure. Hold on. Hi.
Perhaps some future mugshot looks very similar to
Yeah.
current.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
I can't believe I rolled all. Yeah.
Yeah, so you, you don't really, you don't really know who it is. Maybe it's just too blurry or something, but...
Oh, what?
Oh, no, you rolled a 6.
I don't
Oh,
know
I'm
who
sorry.
it
I
is.
thought it said a 0.
No,
Not a
it's
0.
6, baby.
At a 6, you can't, you know exactly who this is. You've watched him, you've watched him on security cameras many a time. You know that face. He said he had
Yeah.
plans.
Now I know what his plans were. I'm gonna call his cell phone.
Okay. Do you have your cell phone on you, Coffee?
Yeah, Kathy has like 3 or 4
Cell phones.
for black market, probably like, you know, the Walmart track phones
Uh-huh.
that you just can prepay. It's buzzing. He remembers to turn the sound off, but
It's that Genesis again.
Yeah.
greetings.
Hey, dude, looking good.
God damn it, you're in the security system, aren't you?
Yeah, I didn't know we had the same plans for tonight, but we totally did. So I've got some friends on the inside. You want to work together? Like, we're literally after only one thing. You can have whatever else.
Yeah. I do have quite a few million on the table here. Kathy is not a fan of sharing.
No, you can keep that. Like, that's fine. I don't want your money. I have my own money. Like,
Kathy
we
is
just
also a
want this.
Khajiit.
There's just one item that me and my buddies are trying to get, and yeah, you can have whatever's left. You can have whatever else. Anything else in there, it's yours. We just want this one thing. Oh, and I can help wipe your record clean a little bit. I'll help you out tech side.
This seems awfully suspicious. I do not often side with 15-year-olds.
Oh, so there's this fun story about that. I'm not actually 15. I'm totally 25 right now. I just look real young.
I do not have a tradition of checking IDs, so I'll just take your word for it.
Alright, cool.
So,
So,
yeah.
so we're working together?
We shall see what the night brings, shall we not?
Alright, sure, because I could totally turn the alarms on you right now, but I'm not going to as a gesture of goodwill.
Kathy is nothing if not goodwill.
Exactly. Alright, cool. I'll keep in touch. Like, just call me if you need me.
God damn it. Fuck.
So, Genesis, do you want to tell the crew you have somebody already on the inside?
Yeah,
Or
I'm
you
gonna,
keeping that to
like,
yourself?
I'm gonna tap my earpiece, like, hey guys! So, like, remember that? Oh, guys, you made it in. Good. Sweet. So, like, remember that guy I was telling you about, that contact I had? Coffee Dude, who, you probably shouldn't call him that. I think, I'll check what his name badge said. But he's totally already in the basement, and might work with us. He just wants, like, money and
Right.
whatever other artifacts, but he's
Might
in there.
work. Might work with us, is that what you said?
Yeah, he's
Right.
probably going to. Because I may have threatened to turn the alarms on him if he did. But,
So he is working for us, or...
I
or no?
mean, don't trust him completely, but work with him, you know. It's cool.
How do we know we can trust him?
I just told you guys not to trust him, but
But
to...
I mean, like, how do we know we can trust him to even be evolved? What if he's working for the other side?
I don't think he is, and if he is, then I guess you can just shoot him or something, I don't know.
Duly
Weapons?
noted.
Right, so you've dealt a wild card into our hand here.
Well, I mean, he's super cool. Like, he's chill. He's all right. You know, I don't think he's working
cool.
for the other guys. He's
chill.
all right.
Don't trust him. He's in the inside.
Well, yeah, he's in there.
More than that, he's on the inside of the vault where this item
Yeah, he's
should
in
be
the
kept.
So,
Right.
yeah.
But what's in there? What do things look like?
Well, there's a bunch of old stuff
Right.
and some shiny
I
stuff.
figure.
Yeah.
What about old and new? Things that look like they're old and things that look like they're new.
Are we
Things
just
you've
like,
never
we know
seen
what the
before.
artifact looks like, right?
Professor does.
Okay.
The professor absolutely does, because he's been kind of watching it and studying it. It looks kind of like a jar. It's really like a very, very old jar. It's kind of wrapped in like old cloths and things like that that over time have kind of melded with the clay pot that it's in, whatever it's in.
Right.
I like to think that Archibald, when everyone was suiting up, I like to think that he suited up too, but he went for the young farmer look. And he's
Oh.
basically come along as the brandy connoisseur. So he's walking around with the high socks, the tucked in trousers, the waistcoat with leather shoulder pads, and he has a shotgun actually over his arm, with no ammo in it.
Yeah, just.
Oh no, it's
yeah.
a fake. It's a fake.
It's a fake.
It's a fake.
This is the U.S. You can tote that real gun with
Well-
on this face.
The lot of you
Like,
walk
is,
in
is
and
it draped over the arm like it's like not fully cocked?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Half
All right,
cocked.
so it's like broken hinge. Yeah, so okay, cool. With no bullets, just
So,
like as if it was a Frangino by a shotgun.
you get to the door and the security is like, "I'm sorry, sir. We can't allow you to bring that in." And he looks to Officer Chip Tater, who's dressed as security.
Yeah, I've got the sunglasses, the earpiece, the I got like the
Oakleys.
black turtleneck with the coat on over it. You know,
And he goes,
I'm-
I see you're not wearing a name badge. Are you undercover? Oh, wait, don't tell me. He seems to be kind of like an amateur. He's like, no, don't tell me.
Oh,
That's
Yeah.
classified information.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, I your friend, he can't bring his gun in. Could get in a lot of
Why
trouble.
It's an antique.
that's classic.
This is a museum.
Is an antique. It has the embroidery all the way down, the engravings.
Yes.
I see.
And
Oh,
it doesn't
it's
even fire.
it's up for auction. Oh, I see.
Yes.
Yes, of course. Yes, please, come right in. Invitations, of course.
Oh, good.
Great. And you guys,
Right.
you guys pass invitations, and he ushers you in, and it is quite a party. Very fancy, probably extraordinarily beautiful, wealthy people just adorn the place. Champagne, people walking around serving hors d'oeuvres, catering company, a big table worth of food, and the stage is very clearly there. To your right, as you enter against the kind of far wall of the open lobby of the museum, is a series of tables that have silent auction items on them. And smack dab in the middle of the floor in this place is a nice pedestal that seems to have some kind of statue type clay pot figure on it. And Professor, you know that is the item you're looking for. It is encased under glass. And lights are beaming on it as if it is like the prized item of the evening.
I will look to Proctor and Chip, and I'll just.
Who all looks at it?
Is that the piece? I'm watching it on the security feed.
Yeah, the one I'm gesticulating towards.
Okay, cool. That's a good word.
Yeah. So in
Can I
fact,
gesticulate later?
Proctor, Officer Chip Tater, and Professor Archibald, as you all lay eyes on it, I need each of you to roll me a will.
I'm starting to think I should have taken more. It will.
I should be fine.
2. But I'm already corrupt. I gotta.
It's the one underneath, right?
Yeah. Yep. Will.
Yeah.
Oh, Scrat. Oh. Okay. So Rim rolled a flat mediocre, so he doesn't have will. Okay. The two of you begin to also hear those whispers. Proctor, these are whispers that have passed through your ear before. It speaks to you, and you've only.
Old hat.
I was about to say, but you've only ever heard this once, and it was the day that you witnessed him coming out of the sea. when all of the cults across really the world rose together and used the building as an antenna to pass its magic and rise. This is a piece of him. You can feel it, of whatever it is. It's in there and it's calling to you. Officer Chip Tater, you begin to hear those strange whispers again. Begins to tweak at your brain a little. Professor, you have dreamed of seeing this with your own eyes. And here it is. It whispers to you, take me.
Yeah.
Bid on me. Win the bid. Win the bid.
In the bid.
Have I played into any of your corruption aspects, Scrap? Because that might be a perfect time for a corruption point.
Yeah, sure, I'll take a corruption point, yeah.
Oh, sure, just whatever.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking the professor you had some interesting ones. Yeah, your corruption aspect was what? Yeah, everyone's a cultist. You know that if you could just get your hands on this thing, that you could stop all these cultists. You could wipe that thing away, and it calls to you, it beckons to you that want to stop the cultists from rising. And the party is jaunty. Tunes are going. People have no idea what stands in the middle. It's actually mislabeled, in fact. People walk around it. Ooh, ah.
Ooh, what a cool piece of art.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh my
well,
god.
there's a clay.
Found in an Egyptian tomb. Oh my god. What do you think's on the inside? I don't know. I bet it's a piece of jewelry. Oh my god. You have to bid on it to see.
Cretins, they know nothing.
You say this to them?
I was sort of saying it to myself.
Oh, okay. That's what I was questioning it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so if I'm sitting sipping brandy or somewhere about that, I will be the professor who's sitting there going, cretins, look at them, smothering over the piece as though it's a piece of art. Bastards.
Yes.
Totally.
Officer Chip Tater, you're security. You're on security detail. Roll me a notice. Kathy, are you gonna stay in the vault? Are you taking anything? What is your plan? A 1.
Yeah, Kathy is currently loading up padded backpacks and bringing them down back to the basement, to the entrance of the sewer, heading straight back up, going in and out.
And taking all the stuff. So, you do this a few times, like loading your bags. Genesis, you watch this. He loads bags full of stuff, carries them back to the sewer entrance, right near kind of the body that he stashed behind something.
Can I, like, Google Maps the sewers?
You can't, I mean, I guess. Does Google Map have a sewer?
I mean, not Google Map, but can I, like, hack...
You can totally hack into the city municipality and find
city
it.
municipality and find the sewers? Yeah, I totally want to do that.
Yeah, roll me the burglary to find it.
Sure.
Google Maps, sewers.
Yeah.
That'd be a shitty
It's
job.
basically... I'm basically Google Map with the sewers.
Turn left at.
Oh, wow.
You do find
Right.
You find it.
That's good.
It takes you a minute. The city's, New York City's security system
Yeah,
is a
it's
little
got a
bit
lot of
tougher.
sewers.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's a little bit tougher to find what you're looking for. You realize after peeking over it that this tunnel, if you're assuming, knowing your friend well, he's going to come out up the sewer, like up the sewer's drainage pipe that you are currently parked on top of.
Oh. I keep a happy little mental note of that.
Okay.
I call him again. Because I can.
Buzz.
Have I taken something that you had your eyes on?
No, I'm just saying you're doing a top-notch job, dude. Like, you cleared this out in record time. Although I think that if you're, like, trying to go for valuables, I googled the thing on the left. It's way more valuable than the other doohickey on the right. Also, I did find the thing we want. It's upstairs, though. It's, like, totally the centerpiece. Crazy, right?
The centerpiece certainly has to be valuable. Well,
I mean, in a sense.
Its starting bid is $1 million.
Yeah, its starting bid's like $1 million, dude.
Dude, you are quite well informed with all of this. You definitely know what you're doing. Where exactly are you hiding, you sneaky little minx?
Oh, well, that would be telling now, wouldn't it? Tell you what, how about I reveal everything and provide your getaway if you help my friends with this centerpiece heist.
All right, I have taken mental inventory.
Okay,
Kathy will be happy to help you.
excellent, sweet. Just, pack up your bags, and then you can touch base with my friends upstairs. There's two, like, older guys, one, like, really old guy, and then there's, like, a professor guy, he's pretty hot. And then there's an officer, he's a little power trippy, so, don't.
Just look for the
I-
turtleneck.
Yeah, just looking for the guy with the sunglasses and no name tag.
I think I prefer the attractive professor.
Yeah, no, he's real cool. Okay, thanks. I'll be in touch. Call me if you need anything. Quick.
Oh, joy.
And you join them upstairs. So Officer Chip Tater, at a 1 for your notice, you notice two things. There is a strange group of Chinese, you're going to hope, investors. One gentleman with 2 bodyguards that keep eyeballing the piece. It whispers again to your ears, I spy a guy. And then a security officer. And you know the loop, like in terms of like moving items to and from auction. Out of circuit, out of the time loop. Comes up from the basement. He seems to look the part, but something about him's fishy.
Genesis. What did this contact of yours look like?
Okay, well, he's a security officer right now, and he should. Is that Mr. Caffey? He should just be getting up to you guys right now. He totally is gonna help with the heist.
But how can I tell if he's going to help with the heist unless I ask him if he's going to help with the heist? I need descriptions. I need physical. I need height. I need weight. I need funny-looking facial features.
Okay, just go up to the dude who just came up and ask him for a high five. And at the same time, my friend's gonna ask you for a high five because he relies on codes and stuff for security, and he's lame.
Bzz, bzz.
How many people refuse a high five though?
I'll make
Yeah.
it so that it's one you don't want to hit.
It'll probably...
Chip, I can help you with this one. You can never trust anyone.
Trust me, Professor. I know what I'm doing. And I'm like still adult.
Yeah, his second mission is still not exactly sure what the hell's going on,
Yeah.
Shake the Mountain Dew a little bit.
but he's feeling it.
He's in it to win it, yeah.
Yeah.
He's true mall cop.
Got a mission.
I
I was there for the briefing. We got this.
And high five.
Oh, Christ, you must be the plain-looking security officer. You certainly enjoy working for a 15-year-old girl.
He's not high fiving me. Should I take him out?
Nope, you've made contact. You're good. I told him his code was a high five.
10-4.
And tell him I'm 25.
If you are a
She's
crack
30.
robbery team, I'm...
Yeah, 25.
Oh, goodness. Jesus Christ. I think I would prefer to talk to the attractive professor that Genesis mentioned.
Well, if it is the attractive gentleman with the gun, then he's chilling by the bar. There's actually a very attractive older cougar woman who is just coming onto him so hard. She's like leaning in her like slinky dress over the table at him. So, did you buy that gun?
Let me just cut you off right there. I have finished my degree. My PhD is paid for. All of my research is funded. I don't need your money.
Can I call
won't
you
be
doctor?
Yes, you can call me doctor. Anyone can call me doctor. By right,
I prefer it. Yeah.
I worked bloody hard to be called doctor. Yes, you can call me doctor.
So yeah, how hard, in fact, did you work for that PhD? Is it in guns?
Tell me, what do you know about eternal life?
She like stops for a second. I'm sorry. Eternal life.
If I was to say to you this next sentence, what's the first thing that pops into your head?
Ooh, a game.
And with strange eons.
There comes death.
Genesis have found one of them.
God.
Yeah, don't trust her. I was just about to send a text to that like one waiter to spill a drink all over her because she was flirting
Why
with
are
him,
you
but I
touching your
I
ear?
like delete it. I don't hit send and I'm like, yeah, don't trust her. She's totally
Okay,
Yes.
Genesis, I'm going to put a shell in my shotgun. Tell me when no one's looking.
Okay, yeah, maybe I'll have someone else take her out.
You know,
Don't worry.
I'm actually
Very
feeling
good. I'll keep her entertained.
parched. I'm gonna go grab some more champagne. And she goes to
Yes.
walk off.
I
I
follow her
totally
with my
I
eyes.
retype the text real quick to that one kid. I'm like, hey kid, I'm gonna like blackmail the shit out of him. Like, I need you to spill a drink on this lady. She's walking this way now, and I hit send. And I'll roll a provoke if you want.
You can provoke. Yeah, roll that provoke. Why not? Let's just see how well
This
you.
kid is not gonna like getting black.
How provocative.
I provoke. He's my minion for the night.
Oh my god. Okay. So at a superior, this kid like gets a strange message and he's like, and he like spots her and he like pockets it and he does not
I'll
even
give you a series of
question it.
instructions throughout the night, and if you complete them all, we'll call it even. The first one, spill a whole picture of something on that lady. Get her out of here.
And he like pockets the phone and he begins like his own little like side mission after this poor woman who was just trying to hit on the professor. She was just
She's gotta go.
yeah, she was just trying to hit on. So he kind of walks over and she's like sipping on champagne now, waiting on the next wealthy man to come smooze her. And there are a few people that keep walking up back and forth to note the item under the glass, but it is in fact the ting 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 of a glass fork against a glass that everybody kind of simmers in this space. There's about 100 to 120 people here, and the gentleman takes the stage. This very snooty gentleman, podium and everything, and he whacks, and he says, "The auction will start in 5 minutes. 5 minutes to auction. If you are interested in participating, please pick up a number, and make sure that you have left a major credit card with our concierge." And he walks off stage. You hear a woman go, oh my god! As she like looks down and he spilled this like red wine all over this like silver silk dress she's wearing. And she's like, "You disgusting little twerp! Look what you have done to my designer gown! Oh my god!" And she like runs off to the bathroom.
Genesis,
Took her out.
maybe get security to take her out.
I
You're
took
way
her out
ahead
for
of
you.
me.
It's-
You're way ahead of me. I'm like that old man. Literally, he's the old man that's mansplaining. He's like, Genesis, maybe if you get the security guard, that one there. No, him, the one that looks mean. Get him to come in. You do it. Okay.
Kathy and Officer Chip Tater, you watch as this woman like barrels past the two of you. "Move!" she says as she like pushes past you to get to the restroom, which you guys are not far from.
Are Kathy and I aware that she is?
Yeah, I mean, unless Genesis has been holding a secret line with the professor, it's been over your earpiece all of this.
I do have one established, but I'm not using it right.
I look to Kathy and let's investigate this.
You want to investigate the cougar?
No animals allowed in the museum.
Rawr.
I like this guy. He's cool.
He's cool.
So, in
I
fact,
think
yeah.
I think Proctor during this time, he's kind of still taking in a lot. I mean, like most people, or like, I don't know, an introvert in a crowd, it's really like, overstimulating, overwhelming. There's a lot going on, but not towards the fact that there are these people. It's the fact that he's in this room with all these artifacts, especially the one in front of him.
Yeah.
It's both very very conflicting. He feels it now more than ever, and he does reach out and he reads the plaque, which is he kind of scoffs at, and he looks up at it. He looks up at the artifact, and he can tell what it is. He doesn't know what's in it. He doesn't know anything, but he knows that is all just it's a farcical narrative about what could be this artifact could be. But he knows because he feels something from it.
Yeah, as you draw near, I was about to say, as you draw near, it actually begins to shape in your mind's eye a little bit. It's made of this like it is not a well-made item. It's like if you gave like a 5-year-old a pile of clay, right? It's almost made of like dung and pieces of body part and bone that has been kind of mashed and melded together and then wrapped in this very thin layer of like linen. Very dirty and old, and it calls to you, and as you get closer, the things in it begin to writhe and move, tentacly like, if you would.
As the bandages start to like
unwrap themselves.
Sucker pods and, okay. And I see that, and I then close my eyes in a bit of like a I close my eyes and bow my head as if I'm praying. But I'm muttering. I'm muttering what I don't know. My subconscious is speaking, and in this time, I'm going to do my corrupted aspect. I'm going to glimpse into the future. I want to.
Interesting.
With that,
yeah, you can totally
he's
do
a
that.
Speaker, so he listens to what Cthulhu or the old one says, and then tries, or Yogg-Sothoth, and then tries to then, of course, decipher it to those around, and that's what he has been doing, and so he's going to use that now because it feels the closest he has been to the old one. Even though he is trying to stop him, he still feels this. So I want to see how this goes for us, because he's still very nervous. He's overwhelmed with all the artifacts, but he wants to get a little reassurance.
I was gonna say, usually this would
in a bunch of old one language. I'm just gonna mute his comm.
Probably
else
I take out my earpiece.
Good idea. So you begin basically
because you guys were talking about you guys were talking about like this hacking and this kid and the cougar and stuff, and he this is during that time he just like
dropped
his earpiece and
just
has a
in
moment.
silence.
He needs to quiet his mind.
And as you do so, there's a few things that are going to happen. So first, there is going to be a roll. I just want a lore roll, which I'm sure you'll be fine at, but we're going to get one anyways. Man, the...
4.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, you come over, and you guys hear him begin to whisper as she, like, quick mutes him. And it does. It, like, pours out of you. And, this, we're going to say, is you're actually casting it as a magic, not just a ritual. So you will take a corruption point for doing this. So, for sure, as you feel it, like, quick pass through you. Most of the people's eyes are on the gentleman that has been kind of talking on the stage about the auction as you cast this magic. And nobody really notices. And it does, in fact, speak to you. Almost like somebody... quick rolling through a film reel. You're getting these like images through time that are like flashing and changing and pulling and ripping, and it comes to this like resounding halt at this one image of it comes to a resounding halt at the image of this disgustingly elongated, what might at one time have been a woman. Her skin is carved tattoo-like with these red symbols, and you watch as she rips the body of the cultist open, flaying him open. And she turns as if she knows that you're watching her. Time moves again, and it's scrolling, and then it pauses. It pauses on the moment where Kathy is in the basement and his phone rings and it flips open. Kathy always came. Last time around, from what you can tell, this timeline, he was here the first time and robbed this place. The difference was that Genesis was not. He grabbed his stuff and left. Him being here now has changed this. And the future tells you that in doing so, this auction is not going to go as planned.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. And then this is probably happening while the guy's talking.
Yep.
5 minutes, blah blah blah, 5 minutes, and then when the rabble of everybody, the crowd starts up again, and that's when I guess that rabble I guess channels the focus of the rabble in my brain, and I kind of snap out of it.
Yeah.
And I kind of forget what I did, put my my earpiece back in my ear to just try to get the connection again, unknowing.
You okay
of
there,
what-
Seamus? You started muttering. You good? You good? We okay? We good?
Yes. Yes.
All right, cool. Just want to make sure he's all right.
No, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just processing a lot of information.
Yeah, I know you don't usually get out that much, but I feel like this will be, a good experience, and we can be introverts again for like the next 6 months.
Right. Trying.
Okay, cool. I appreciate you, Seamus.
The...
I appreciate you.
He whispers, and the camera pans over to Officer Chip Tater and Kathy, who are debating whether or not to follow this woman who has just pushed past them into the bathroom. Is that the plan?
That sounds like something that would be entertaining and eventful.
Kathy wants to go case the journey, take a look and observe it.
That's how
You want to observe the what?
The thing in the big glass case.
Oh,
the center.
yeah. That's actually true. This will be the first time you've laid eyes on it. I need you to roll a will.
Yay.
Oh, my God.
Beauty of cameras.
Let me roll you a will. -1.
You, too, begin to hear these strange whispers in your mind.
Oh no, not again.
Deeper and darker. They rip at the bottom of your skull where it touches your spine. Searing pain as it shoots through you, and the words come into your mind. Take me. Don't let them take me.
He kind of smacks Chip a little bit. That's the thing we are taking.
Chip he's filled out a full thing of corruption from last game. So what do I now
Whoa!
happen?
Whoa!
Yeah.
Okay. So you filled your entire corruption track?
Yeah.
Oh,
That
damn.
happened.
Oh, there are things about to happen. So you filled a full corruption track.
Yeah.
That means another aspect that you currently have has to become corrupt. So I'll let you pick one. Maybe, let's say, didn't you have one that was like, I hate these kids or something like that?
Yep. I hate these gosh darn college students.
I hate these gosh darn college students. That is going to become a little bit more corrupted. Not only do you hate college students, you are pretty much going to hate anyone. Just the sheer, anger and kind of rage that comes with general hatred. That blind hatred that comes in, unfortunately, the human form. Passes over you, and this becomes a corrupted aspect. So, no longer just the college kids. You pretty much hate everybody. And all you want to do is get this fucking done.
This woman, though, is a detriment to the plan, as
She
I
is,
picked
in
up.
fact. Mm-hmm. Well, at least from what the professor says.
I just give Kathy this kind of approving nod. Let's do what you need to do. I'll do what I need to do, and I storm off towards after where this woman went.
Can Kathy roll another burglary check just to see what the gears in his head are? If they're turning, if the hamster's still on the wheel, see if he can come up with anything.
Yeah, you can take burglary. There may be one that's even better than burglary, because that's kind of a direct. You could actually take empathy, if you haven't. That's a good one. Empathy reads like the moods and the intention of other people.
He's trying to come up with a plan on how to.
Oh,
seal this
you're
thing,
coming
so
up with a
I think-
plan. I thought you were trying to figure out Officer Chip Tater's plan. Gotcha.
No.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a burglary.
Does anything pop into his head? God damn
At
it!
a 1.
Why is he so bad at the one thing he's supposed to be good at?
So, at a 1, he knows that definitely
man.
the look in Chip Tater's eye. The look in Chip Tater's eye says he's serious about stopping this woman. Stopping that woman is not going to help you in any way get what you are here for. Which is that item over there. There is going to be a point, where they're going to have to move it to center stage. Yeah.
all
Or,
right.
yeah.
Ship then. I will do what I do best and keep eyes on that. You do what I assume it is you do best and follow that woman into the bathroom.
Oh my god. Oh, beautiful. Okay. So is that what happens? Kathy, are you headed in towards the center, towards it, or are you gonna stay near the restroom and watch this shindig go down?
He is gonna go plop next to that empty seat next to the handsome professor.
Yeah.
Also texting him like, so what's your plan? Can I help? What you need
Oh,
me to
he
do?
doesn't have an earpiece, you're right.
I know, I'm texting him.
Your phone is
They-
buzzing in your pocket.
They have to move it eventually. Distraction? Question mark. Heart emoji.
There's a heart emoji.
Ah.
Blush. And I crack open the second bottle of Mountain Dew and gin. I'm like, oh my god. Winky I could turn the power off on your go. Winky face. Kissy face. Just give me a signal. Like a salute at a camera or something.
It's not obvious.
I'm looping the feed anyways, no one will know.
Kind of.
Heart.
Are you
No,
gonna?
gonna reply. Just gonna go plop down next to the professor.
Professor, you now have some extra company. Now, Officer Chip Tater and Proctor, I need you guys to tell. So, Officer Chip Tater's going to the bathroom. Proctor, after this shindig, you watch as Kathy joins the crew and joins the professor at the bar, and you hear this going on in your head with Genesis.
Right.
So you're gonna grab it, or what is the wink for? I guess I wasn't paying attention to that part. Yeah, what's his signal?
It's some
The
kind of
signal's gonna do
salute
what?
to the camera, but
Or some other signal. I don't really care. Just give me some sort of signal and I'll cut the power.
she's gonna cut the power. We're getting a distraction.
Or at least I'll cut the lights.
Right.
That always throws people off. It's a classic.
Oh my god, this is gonna get
It's
intense.
such a weird thing. 'Cause I don't know what Proctor would do in a heist. Like it's just, what are his skills here?
What?
Maybe
Doesn't
like
like a
those
lot of
Chinese guys
people.
are eyeing it. Maybe someone should
I
run
can talk
interference
to
with them.
people.
Actually, why don't
Why don't
you?
you-
Yeah.
I was about to say,
Chinese.
why don't you could talk to people, or you could quick roll me a lore.
That's the worst part. If I talk to people, they're gonna want to bid it because I love the item. So, I mean, I'm just gonna keep talking to brainwash them into getting it. So,
Yeah,
but yeah, I'll roll lore.
yeah. Roll me a lore real quick, because you might be able to. Yeah. Oh. Okay. You notice, in fact, that you can tell who's cultist in the room. It's like you can smell it on them.
Perfect.
Yeah, you're beginning to kind of like
They've got
pick
that
them
gleam
out.
in their
Mhm.
eye.
It's like that. It just like happens. They're eyeballing it as hard as you're eyeballing it. Some of them never even took
Right.
their eyes off you as you went into the time trance.
Right. Which is like, I guess, it's like the Highlander sense.
Yeah,
For all
yeah.
cultists.
For all
They're all
cultists, like
There's one nearby.
there can only be one.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So you definitely notice them.
Draw a sword. Yeah, all right.
It is also the Chinese gentleman that is
Yeah.
supposed to actually purchase it does not seem to be giving off that same vibe as a cultist.
Right.
It seems that he's like genuinely here to get what he wants.
I immediately got so much more useful. Okay, I am going to then.
Genesis.
Yeah.
I've got eyes on a very
I know you've got eyes. Oh, on somebody.
particular
All right,
set of people.
yeah. Uh-huh.
These people, they may not know of what they're here for, but their subconscious, of course, is speaking to me, and I can hear
Uh-huh.
like a melody,
Yep.
a chorus of the
Definitely
old
not
one.
crazy.
Yes. Well,
Yes.
what I'm trying to say here is I know the intentions of those who are here.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
You see him right across from me here. To
Yeah,
my
yeah,
right.
yeah, no, I'm scrolling. Yes, yeah.
Yes, all right, yes. He's holding the drink, yes.
Uh-huh.
The one next to him has not stopped looking at the plaque ever since we've walked in. The man behind him, of course, 2 people over. He also
yeah.
won't stop staring at that man. That man also is interested in the
There's
item,
so
but
many
not
cultists
monetarily.
here.
What
Oh.
I'm getting at. Yes, yes. Now, the man behind me has not moved since I've stood here. I'm afraid to move because I believe he has a little more ill intentions.
Okay,
What is
well,
he doing now? What is he doing now? The man behind me.
the man behind you, he is scratching his balls.
Right. Well, keep an eye. Maybe he's waiting for something.
Well, I'll let you know if it seems nefarious. How about that?
All right. Thank
All
you.
right. Yeah.
All
Yep.
right.
And they all seem to be kind of revolving, from what you can tell, Proctor. The nice gentleman in the suit, pulls back up onto the stage. He clacks his hammer again and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, please gather. The auction will begin. Please park down the middle, please, please." 2 security guys walk up and use these like special like suction grabbers to lift the glass case up. You realize it's actually completely encased. And they and lug it up to the stage, and they set it on the pedestal on the stage. There's a small key lock on it. He unlocks it, opens it up for the audience to see. Proctor, that sound, it wakens, it opens up, it spills into the space. The cultists begin getting angsty, nervous. Everybody else takes, seats around these, like, high boy tables, on stools. Caffey and the professor still sit at the bar. Officer Chip Tater, you follow this woman into the room. Into the bathroom? Is that the plan? The women's restroom?
Yeah, I kind of it's just one of those restrooms that like you go in, there's little walls around. It doesn't have a door. Those kind of fancy kind.
Yep.
He's
right.
he's seething right now. He's just as bad because against one of those walls where he can just kind of hear what she's up to. If she's maybe seeing for.
Yeah.
Talking to anybody?
And she is no, actually, the bathroom's empty because the auction's getting ready to start. And she like dabs herself. She's like trying to get this like off this like silver silk dress. And she is like furious. She's like, "Oh my god, how could he ruin a $5,000 gown? I cannot believe that little shit." And she's like scrubbing away at it.
Sangria.
Yeah, basic. Yeah, and she's like chugging red wine still. And she's, oh my god. And she doesn't even notice you come in the room.
Okay. With a corrupted aspect, there also comes a corrupted stunt, correct?
Correct.
And corrupted stunts are a little weird.
No, they
Kind
just
of,
have to. Yeah, I mean, they just want to
okay.
usually play off of it. It can be. It kind of wants to serve you both ways. So it's like if I compel it, it would probably be to your detriment. You could invoke it, that stunt, but it would. You'd have to take another, like I say, corruption basically check. Yeah, so, something interesting maybe to build off with this one could be, you begin to, I don't know, there's a couple things. What are you thinking?
Okay. So, it'll be based off of those who I hate, because that's the corrupted aspect.
Mm-hmm.
My and I'm looking at like the rule book, which says that like there's one called like Shogoth's left arm, which means you're stronger because of that. Because it's
Oh yeah. Yep.
So that's why I'm thinking this is more of like a magical source. So this is something that I create called Flicker, which briefly kind of blinks me a small distance towards a target of choice. Probably something that I'm hating.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. You almost like time phase. The sounds of Cthulhu whisper in your ear. It makes you fierce and angry. And as you come up on this woman who's simply dabbing off her dress, trying to get it clean, you're able to. Are you trying to attack her? Is that the plan?
Yeah, I want to go right behind her, get her by the back of her head, and just smash him in the mirror.
Oh my god. Okay. Roll me a. Actually, I'm gonna let you. When you're using this will be the addition to the stunt. When you're using this, if there is a fight roll, you can use lore instead. Or actually, no, let's do will. You can use will instead. Because it is like, it's that force of will behind it.
Okay. I will just use my fight then, because my will is not very good.
That's fine, yeah, you can take fighting.
One.
Perfect. Yeah, yeah,
that.
and I'll say
Or does
actually,
that work?
well, I was about to say, since you're using the stunt to go along with it, we'll say that it adds a +2 when you fight with it.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you activate the stunt when you're in this kind of anger rage, this eldritch anger rage, you get a +2 to the roll. So a 3 is considered good. You basically and you almost like dash. You've never seen yourself move so fast as you whack her face into the mirror. She grinds down it as her body slides. She's definitely dead, or without a shadow of a doubt passed out. And her face grinds down the glass as it picks up pieces. She gunks on the sink and her body falls to the floor at your feet. Blood spills out everywhere. It douses her silver dress, making the wine look like a minor mistake.
I loot, looking for anything that might tip off who she is, what kind of cahoots she's up to.
She had a handbag on the sink.
Okay. I dig through that, zip through it, see what I can find.
ID, she just seems to be a woman. She's got a few pictures of different men in her cell phone, so you can only assume she's probably playing a few older, wealthy gentlemen, based upon kind of what you find. But most interesting is one of these men is the Chinese fellow, the investor.
I snatch up the phone. I imagine like part of that darkness that took hold of me is starting to fade away a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of, that bloodshotness it fades from the edges of your eyes.
Do I gain a corruption point right when I invoke one of these?
Yeah, you do, in fact.
Okay. He has his moment, sees what he's done, shakes it out, backs up, books it outside. He's going to try and get this phone to Genesis to see what she can dig up.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you begin, let's say I'm going to need you to roll a stealth. You don't have to roll very high, not that you're being sneaky, but you don't want to draw attention to yourself.
Really?
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, you kind of like blend. Kathy, you knew he went in there, and you see him exit. One of his hands, he holds a cell phone. The other one is bloodied. It's completely bloodied.
Kathy has a plan that you would like to try to pull off now.
Yeah, now's a good time. That's why I panned to you.
Kathy, since they're talking about starting the actual auction now, still in the Jeffries security guard uniform, he's going to not go towards the artifact that's being bid for, but up towards the stage to the man who's speaking, and addressing the crowd.
Oh, okay. You step up to him. Is that basically what you're doing?
Yeah.
Before it begins, or during? Like, you want it to be during the auction?
Right now.
Like, literally. Okay, yeah. He's like,
people aren't bidding yet, but
yeah. He's like tacking his papers. He said, "Sir, please take your seat. The auction will begin momentarily."
I am security, friend. The auction may need to be postponed for a moment. I have grave news.
What do you mean?
There's a body we have found in the basement, and another one in the bathroom.
A body? Shh, keep your voice down. You'll disturb all of our patrons.
I think there's some other force at play here, so I'm quite terrified.
Did you?
He's gonna wheel a little bit and look at one of the security cameras and blow it a kiss.
I cut the power.
Oh!
I cut the lights. I cut the lights out.
Cut the lights. Lights go down. Somebody screams.
And security. I cut security.
Right.
Too.
Somebody screams.
Cams.
"Ah!" As the lights go out. Panic begins to set in. Oh my god. What's going on? Professor. What are you doing?
Well, it seems like this is my chance. I will walk towards the pot and I will pick it up.
Okay. I'm going to have you roll me. Are you wanting to do it stealthily or just run over and grab it?
The power's down. I'm just going to walk up and take it.
Okay, great. I'm actually going to need you to make a physique because you're not the only person who is now trying to grab it.
Also,
Physique,
question.
like, bodily.
Did any of the other cultists that Seamus pointed out to me, did they have any kind of implant-looking stuff as well?
Nope.
No? Okay.
These look like pretty average, wealthy people that have kind of been converted, potentially.
All right, cool. I'm listening and real intently then to see what's going on with the powers out.
You run over and actually get your hands on it, but it is another much larger person that snatches it from you. You look up and there's a very tall, burly, just square-jawed gentleman who looks down at you and says, "This doesn't belong to you." And he turns and begins to walk off in the dark.
Before he turns, I'm going to use one of my stunts, which is my mean left hook. I'm just going to try and take his jaw off.
Okay, great. Yeah, you are gonna deck him one. Your mean left hook. How much does it add to? Is it? I'm guessing it's a fight, unless you have like a.
I'll post it.
Once per scene,
love
when
this
you force
game.
upon to take a consequence. Oh, you can spend a fate point to increase the consequence's severity. So, here's what I need you to do. I do need you to roll the fight, or I feel like there was one for melee. Maybe it is just fight.
I've got fight in my skill.
Perfect. Yeah. So roll for the fight, because I need to see how high you roll. Okay.
And there's also maybe like a situational aspect. The power's out.
Heyo.
Yeah.
I love that. See? Coming to your aid. So, yeah, new situational aspect added to the list. And I would, in fact, say that gives you and a +1 to that. So, just because the lights are out, he's not really expecting you to deck him one. And you turn and just clock him. And instead of being the normal damage, which would have been the 2 points of damage, he takes 3 points of damage, which does, in fact, have him take a mild consequence. As you hear his jaw at your hand. Okay, so take a consequence, you can spend a fate point to increase it. So basically what you're doing is you're giving me a fate point. It goes from being mild to being basically a severe. You guys watch, well, I say you can't really watch. You guys hear through the kind of screams and whispers of people in the dark, the crunching of bone against bone as his jaw is not completely free of the socket. His head spins and he drops to the ground. So does, in fact, the clay pot.
Now, are there skylights in here? Is there any lighting at all, or is it just pitch black?
So it goes dark. Lights stay up like down the center. So there's like a flood lighting or like security lighting that does stay on, but it's very dim. It's kind of what stays on after hours, if you would, like when you close down. So it is very dim. A lot of people have exited the space. Proctor, the people.
The clay pot is now shattered.
You look around as this goes on, and he's like decking him one. Everybody that has not exited the space quickly is a cultist. There stands about 15 people in the room, give or take. Each of them kind of in different groupings, some of them individual. Professor, are you going to try to catch this?
No. I'm going to take the shells from my pocket and put them in my shotgun.
Great. All right, and in fact, the pot does drop, and shatter, and it shatters open, and on the inside is this grotesque statue. It's made of like old dung and mud and pieces of something, and it hisses and slithers as it basically pops out of this, and it sits there calling to every person in the room. We're going to go into combat. because the cultists are now diving for it. So, this is going to be based upon, I did this last time, it's based upon, it's like a weird one. Your notice skill is actually how we set initiative in Fate. So whoever has the highest notice. And
I have none.
yeah, you have none.
I have one.
Okay.
Do we roll or we just whoever has the highest?
You basically it's just a flat whoever has the
it's
highest,
just
and then
the
we put it
passive,
in
whatever.
order,
Okay.
whatever the passive is. So if you guys have 0, you'll kind of go last. So who does have notice?
I got one.
I have +1.
Okay. So we'll say Officer Chip Tater is kind of on the far end of the room. I would say Caffey is significantly closer, so we'll let him go first, just for ease sake. And then the officer. Lindy, you're obviously not in here, but you are going to take action.
Yes.
So we'll let you do tech-wise whatever you'd like. We would say then definitely the professor because you're closest, and then followed by our proctor. And I'm going to let you, Genesis, go last, after, or right before all of the cultists.
If you
That's
guys
the
want me to
easiest
do
thing.
anything, just tap in.
Just let me know. And the cultists will begin also fighting one another.
I
Chaos.
will ask, do the cameras have night vision? Can I see
Oh,
what's going
yeah,
on?
for sure. These are the
Okay,
security
okay,
cameras
cool.
for the museum.
Sweet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. I'm definitely curious as to what the thing is. So.
Yeah, when it cracks open, you see something very strange on your end. It lets off like a pulse, almost a magnetic pulse as it breaks free. That the camera picks up that the naked eye probably would not.
Interesting.
It, like sends almost like a beacon out, calling.
Can I make a lore roll?
Mm-hmm.
To
Sure
see
can.
what it is? I'm tempted to use my corruption stunt to get a +4 to that lore roll.
Do it.
I don't have any corruption points yet. Why not? Okay.
Yeah, let's get corrupt.
Let's do it. I did good last episode. Yeah. So when I'm gonna tap into my implant and try to figure out what this is and how we could use it to our advantage or to keep it away, how to destroy it, something.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So that'll be interesting. Let's get that roll and we'll see.
Damn.
Nobody knows how to destroy it.
No one
This
knows
is-
how to destroy it.
This is why it was
Okay.
encapsulated by a great wizard, actually, millennia ago.
Oh.
Um,
Do I know what it does?
It is a piece of the physical form of the
A
monster.
physical piece of
You know,
Okay.
based upon the briefing that you were given prior to time travel, that this is kind of the last puzzle piece to him rising, to the city rising.
Okay.
That they reunite it with the whatever is under the water, and,
And
it
no one
causes-
knows how to destroy it. But do we know how the wizard contained it the first time?
Oh, that's a good question. That's actually something I might have to look at. I
you
would
know,
say
I'm so
probably. Yeah, you're so in tune.
My implants are like growing as we speak.
Yeah. They begin pulsing, and it's actually that pulse that you kind of felt rocks you a little bit, or that you watch. You can feel it in the air, and I'm gonna say that. Oh yes, here we go. Trapped in a crude clay vessel. And okay. Not really. You probably know that based upon the technology pieces that you have, that you might be able to work something up, maybe a brand new.
because it's sending out some kind of magnetic pulse. So yeah,
Yep.
okay. I'll keep that in
So
mind.
maybe something new. Who knows? You might come up with a new ritual.
Cool.
But that's basically
that's
what
just
you
my-
get from it. Yeah.
My initial observation as shit starts to go down in the initiative. Cool. Thank
Yeah,
you.
of course. So, this kind of happens. This wave kind of pans out. Proctor picks up on it instantly. It smashes you. That calling to pick me up, and all of the cultists in the room go fucking nuts. Some of them rush for it. Other ones start pulling other people backwards. It causes this kind of level of just freaking chaos. And Professor, you are in the middle of it. And we're going to start at the top. Caffey, what do you do?
Let's see. People kind of, non-cultists start flooding away. Caffey sees other people trying to grab this thing, and not people he was described were helping him. So, there's a crowd to the man next to him that was running the auction. And Caffey will go, Oh no! Look out, sir. There are people. I'll protect you. Kind of just shove him to the side. He's gonna produce a shiny, glowing silver 1911 pistol from within his lapels, and he is just going to fire at the silhouettes he sees, staying and gathering around the pot in the middle.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So no, not necessarily attacking anyone, protecting
Just protecting the professor.
the big guy, which is actually cool because in Fate, on your turn you can take what's known as a defense action instead of an offensive action, which actually means if somebody attacks you, you get a +2 against their roll because you've taken a defensive stance. So that's pretty cool. So we'll say Kathy does that to protect both yourself and whoever this head honcho maybe of the museum is. Officer Chip Tater, you've come out of your rage, but shit has hit the fan.
Ooh, how fast this fan is twirling. Chip. He did he notice this thing fall and drop? Did he notice any of this, or is he already kind of heading out the room?
I would say that you came out of the bathroom just in time for the lights to go out and to hear the crack of somebody's jaw.
Okay, so there's a scrum going on. He thinking that he is John Wick. He's gonna just draw his gun and just get his way through the crowd, popping shots off at any. Because these people are freaking out, right? It's not like a panic, like, oh, the power's out. Oh no! It's
No,
like,
those people, the normal ass people are
barbaric,
gone.
yeah.
Yep.
He can't really see, especially with these sunglasses on in the dark. He will just go Genesis one light as he
Yeah.
Can she turn it on during my turn?
Possibly. I would say too. I mean, you were decked out for a heist mission. You may even have a flashlight, like if you wanted to, like
That's
do
right.
the
My top
yeah.
Just put it on top of the
Yeah.
on top of the.
So
That's right.
you come out like ready to
What I
go,
see first, click
Yeah.
right on.
and in
From
fact, somebody dives at you, and you fire off a shot. Roll your shoot
That's right.
against their.
2.
They don't have a shoot, so that will basically take both of what are known as their stress points. You watch as a bullet basically, right in this person's chest because they're jumping at you, knocks them down, and they're not necessarily dead, but they are bleeding out, and he's like holding himself on the ground in front of you. Oh, yes. Oh, did you fire into a crowd, too? Yes, you shoot. Are you firing at somebody specifically, Kathy? That's important.
The people just closest to the middle.
Yeah, so
All
you
the
just, like,
silhouettes
pick somebody. Yeah, you just pick somebody. Yeah, so roll that shoot. I'm sorry, I missed that part. Where you fired off into a crowd. You also roll a shoot. It doesn't take much to hit these people.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We watch you pull. What kind of gun do you pull out, Kathy?
It was a bright silver 1911. Yeah, there's filigree carved into it. He pulled it out from his lapel and just started
Oh,
firing
that's
it.
right. You did say that. Yeah. So you fire one. Yeah, and you watch that one actually. They only have what are known as a 2 slot. So they take both of them, both their 1 checkbox for stress and their 2 checkbox for stress. Killing that person, dead. Done. That person's dead on the ground. The 2 cultists that they were in kind of combat with, or they were kind of fighting, turn and look right at you. Same thing with you, Chip Tater. You fire off a shot, and panic ensues. A few security officers, like that were there on hire, come in, but they were not prepared with like guns to be blazing. So all they have are like tasers. Yeah, and Chip Tater, somebody else begins to rush you as you fire off a shot and take that one person down as she bleeds out on the floor. Professor, you've already loaded your shotgun.
I have. Now, who's closest to this statue?
At this point, we'll say, it's going to be, okay, you knocked that guy out. Another large gentleman with that kind of square type jaw matching. Probably both the security guards for the Chinese investor, walks up after him, ready to just, like, pummel you for, punching his brother, I guess. They're gonna be brothers.
So I see this as one of the definitely like Taylor said, an antique shotgun. So the barrel's going to be about 4 foot long. So as long as he gets within that range, I'm just going to hold it up.
Oh
and
my
just
god.
Double barrel it.
Oh, you shoot both of them. Then I'll let you, because it's a double barrel roll, shoot twice.
Good God.
Dear God. Oh.
Oh no.
Oh! So
You can
0,
fate
0.
points?
The good news, yeah, you could use a fate point to re-roll. The good news is it's a spread shotgun. Let's
It's a
be
shotgun.
real. Let's be real. So
You don't really aim much with those.
no, the first shot goes off and just kind of explode. He like takes it and explodes his chest. The second one nicks his shoulder. He goes down onto a knee. He's bleeding out. You can see him like, you know, puking up blood as his chest like gives in, and he reaches for the item. Actually, he reaches for the manifestation and tries to touch it, and his hand falls short. Yeah, and dumps the shells jump out, still smoking, and we move along. Proctor.
Okay, so how many cultists are there left?
I would
alive?
say at
12?
this point, yeah, 12 or 13, but they're taking one another out as well.
Okay. Do I need to roll a provoke save against this thing?
Oh, yes, we mentioned that. Yes, actually, it's going to compel you. You can accept the compel and take a fate point, or not. But based on one of your aspects, which I just read, and it was great, and I wanted to use it. What was it? Obsessed with the connection of the cult. You become obsessed, not only this idea of like compelling you to become obsessed with the item,
Right.
but the person that wants it. And the most powerful person in the room is this Chinese investor.
Mm-hmm.
You can feel it coming off of him. So I'm going to compel you to turn your energies towards him. Your your wants and your needs now go to him, because it seems that he either knows something, has something, or will end up with a thing that you want. That is your choice. I'm going to
Alright,
give you
so-
that choice.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what I can do with him. I want. How many people work for him, or do I know, or like?
From what you
I
saw
picked up
earlier,
throughout this meeting?
yeah, what you saw earlier was that he had two big
Yeah,
bodyguards, and it looks like the professor's
they're
making
both
quick,
fighting,
quick action of them.
I want to talk to him, but I mean we're in combat.
You can talk to him in combat. I mean, I don't know if he'll respond, but you can try.
Right, that's the thing. I have no idea what to do.
So you were what? You were equipped with a gun. What else?
Oh, I do have a gun.
Yeah, I was about to say you
that.
do
I don't know if I
technically
have
have a
anything
gun.
else.
You do have a gun. You also yes, there was something else I wanted that you had.
Well, I know. Wait, so I know this guy's not a cultist.
No, he is definitely a cultist. He's a higher up cultist.
I thought you said he wasn't. I thought you said he was one of the people who.
Oh, that's right. Yes, you're right. He's not. The two other next to him are the cultist. His two minions
Okay.
are the cultists. He seems to be
Which
kind
is
of
probably why they're working for him. Yeah.
He
Okay,
seems to be a little higher up, not so much under the thrall yet. He's more interested in the
Perfect.
item.
Yeah, so I'm going to take out my pistol, and I'm actually going to aim and fire at this investor.
Yes.
Because reasoning is he doesn't want this to go into the wrong hands. Subconsciously, of course, the right hands, and the right hands are either a cultist or one of us.
Right,
And
correct.
If it's one of us, they have access to me, a cultist. So in his eyes, Cthulhu wouldn't want him to have it.
Okay.
So he's going to try to end
Yeah.
him.
I love that. All right.
And so it just to take him out of the equation. So what am I rolling here?
So you would
Something I have-
technically roll a shoot. If you don't, on
down.
the skills pyramid, there's one that says all mediocre skills. That's at
Just
0.
regular. Yep.
Just give that a roll. It should roll your 4. So you fire off, and it does ting off the wall and miss him. Like it pings next to him, and he looks at you. And he says, "You know not what it is that you do. Give us the item. You know that we can use it. You can try again."
You're not worthy for such beauty.
And he says,
As I
"You
read
are." Yeah. And you are, he says, right before it is Genesis's turn. Genesis, you're watching this kind of happen. A few shots have been fired. Quite a few are going down. Proctor seems to be in conversation with the Chinese man who is slowly walking towards the door.
Like to leave?
He's like, yeah, he's trying to get out.
Okay, so a lot of these museums have the magnetic locks on the doors.
Mm-hmm.
I want to lock the door the Chinese guy's trying to get out of.
Okay.
And then unlock all of the doors and make sure everything's kosher and good elevators, whatever they need for Mr. Caffey's exit down into the sewers.
Oh, yes, of course. Okay, so you want to keep internal doors unlocked, external doors locked.
Basically.
So, why don't you roll me that burglary, because that's kind of hacking the security system on a different level.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you that roll. Oh! You guys hear this, like, metal magnetic door slide and lock off the main entrance. Gate bars come down and alarms begin going off. Because, of course, it's connected to the security system. But the interior doors do not react this way. Windows, bars drop down, locking the windows down. This is clearly a very high security museum based on the kind of items it has. Genesis has got y'all's back. It is, in fact, the cultist. Yeah.
Kathy is so jealous.
You guys want, and you're like, oh, damn.
And underage. We should work together.
And the cultists begin, like I said, they've been ripping each other apart. 2 or 3, 4, 5 of them go down. Some of them are gouging out the other one's eyes.
And others might be freaking out that the alarms are now going.
Yeah, they're kind of like, ugh, and some of them are running in the back rooms, or trying to, like, also escape and exit, but the door, everything's locked. Once the crowd, I guess, begins to thin, and about 4 or 5 of them are left. They begin to turn, like I said, their energies towards you. There was one who was you guys took them all down except for Proctor, who was talking with the Chinese gentleman, and it is his turn. And when he sees the door locked behind him, he turns and realizes he's in trouble. And he does, in fact, provoke Proctor this round. He says, "Just grab it. All you have to do is, I know who you are. Seamus Proctor. We met only a few days ago."
Where?
Oh, where is not important. But your help.
When?
Well, last week, in fact. Don't you remember? You are supposed to be helping us, Seamus. Why are you doing this? You're messing up the plan. And that is
Now I'm like, what do I?
Oh, you're like, oh, damn!
I guess we roll. And we'll see.
Yeah, so he does provoke you to do that. So he's going to roll this will be my kind of first real roll of the game. What is it, 4DF? For his provoke. He rolls a 3. You're going to want to roll against him. Your provoke, and I do think you do have a stunt too if you wanted to use it.
Yeah. So I'm doing provoke. I just did provoke against.
Yeah, and we'll say he's Cthulhu's spawn. He's technically not, but he is using them if nothing else, so he's involved. Oh, you beat me. Okay, so hot diggity damn. He does not provoke you. Yeah, but he says, I don't understand. You were different the other day. You were dedicated to the cause.
The beauty of the old one is you do not need to understand to make the right decision.
This is true. I guess it is time for me to take what I came for. And he turns and runs. And is going to make a diving leap on his next turn, probably to the item.
Tell him to suck a dick.
Caffey.
Suck a dick. Also suck a dick.
It is your turn. You watch as you shot one of them. They kind of tear each other apart as you reload. You're welcome to take another shot. There does seem to be one left standing in the group you were firing into, but you also see this Chinese investor start to make a dive for the item.
Well, let's see what happens. First, I'm going to make a shot towards the Chinese investor, I think.
Yes, take a shot. Go for it.
If
My
my skills actually hold true this time. I got
Woo!
a 2.
Yeah, for sure. He's not like wearing any kind of major armor or anything. He takes how's he gonna do this? He's gonna go ahead and take his 2 slots on his stress, which only leaves him with 1 left. So he takes the shot, it like hits him in the chest. It's not enough, and he's like he in his dive it causes him to fall short of getting the piece, and he's like, no! As he yells out and begins he's gonna start the crawling process as he holds his shoulder.
Thankfully, that's a lot slower.
Very, very nice. Yeah, he'll be very slow to get there. Nice.
I think I'm going to use a fate point now. I have a stunt called Snapshot.
Oh,
This
you don't
may
have to
not
use fate points for stunts. They just activate.
Oh, do I not?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, in that case, I will use my Snapshot once per conflict.
Okay. Yep.
I can use the shoot skill.
Oh, for what in particular? The shoot skill, like a second time?
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot the other guy.
Yeah,
the-
badass. Is this like you said? It's not a revolver. I picture you like sharpshooting. Yeah, killer. Do it. Make another shot. I like it. Yeah.
I get it too again.
That guy also takes a shot straight to the chest, taking his checkbox in the stress number 2 slot. Yeah, pow, pow. And what's impressive is one of them was on the move. The other one was kind of standing still. And he takes it to the chest in kind of a guttural place as he looks, and he's bleeding out, trying to tend to himself. Very nice. Officer Chip Tater. There's only a couple of them left standing at this point.
Yeah, but old guy's about to. The one guy's about to reach the item, correct?
Yeah, he is.
I'm gonna take another point of corruption.
Officer Chip Tater is just going down the rabbit hole. Yesterday, he was a totally different man.
We got
This is
40
what
minutes
happens when
left.
you're exposed all at once and not slowly. It's not
Alright.
good.
Yeah.
And he's going to bring his gun up on the guy crawling towards the item,
Mm-hmm.
and then suddenly find himself boom right there between the guy and the item.
Yeah. Okay, you take another corruption as that beast moment of like, no! And you guys see, Genesis, probably you most, because of the cameras, Officer Chip Tater basically phases out and in. It's not even like he dashes. We're not talking Flash style. I mean, he like moves through time and space and blips from one location right where he needs to be. And are you going to make an attack there, Officer Chip Tater, with that?
Just make
Yeah,
him
I'm
a
gonna
hat.
shoot him up front.
Yes. Give me a shoot. Kind of almost point blank probably in the head at this point.
How about a 4?
Holy shit. Yeah, he takes a bullet to the skull. His brains splatter everywhere at Officer Chip Tater's feet, spilling out on this like white marble floor. Genesis, you see this just clear as day. Professor, so do you, because it is right next to you. And it's actually your turn. He literally like phases in next to you and blasts this guy's head to pieces.
Grab the thing and head towards the door to your left. That one, it goes down to the thing.
Excellent. That's exactly what I'll do. I'll grab the thing in one hand. I'll have the shotgun in the other, sort of over shoulder. It's gonna have to be over shoulder because it is 4 foot long. So if I need to shoot anyone, I'm gonna have to do sort of like a drop. And
Okay.
shoot. So it's on my shoulder. So in this hand, I'm like, right. Genesis says the door to the left.
Door to the
Off
left.
we go.
And you're
Like
gonna.
a big shriveled tentacly cat.
Yeah, it's just disgusting. The way they described it in the book was just terrible. I was like, God, that's so...
Gross.
A grotesquerie made of dung, varnish, bone, and animal gut. Precious stone and pieces of broken mosaics.
I've heard worse. I've
It's
heard Will
a
make fish baby
tentacled
voices,
bat-like
you know?
thing. Leering over, a twisted base full of eyes. Yeah, it's just disgusting. And as you pick it up, Professor, I'm gonna need you to roll me a will.
You fucked.
I had faith in the professor.
I mean, you're like touching the great...
I had faith in the professor.
Oh friend. I'm going to say that, something comes over you. It is deep, and it speaks to you, in the back of your mind, really, and tells you to leave this place. Go. Take it and run. And you are compelled to
Leave
do
it
so. Mm-hmm.
In that case, I might look to my watch and press the cool Batman tank button.
Yeah.
So the Batman tank comes through the wall.
That's okay.
3 stories up.
We're up on
I
the
mean,
ground,
that's what
like,
it's for, right? The Batman
Yeah,
tank.
yeah, Batman tank is for
It's
busting
parked
through
on a
walls.
roof, dude. It just...
Right.
That's not the door.
Yeah, and this thing comes breaking through. It runs 2 more cultists over, as Professor Archibald hops in. And we'll say that's his turn. Proctor.
What's the status of this guy that tried to provoke me?
He did. His brains are splattered everywhere.
Okay,
You watch Officer Chip Tater blow him up.
Yeah, great. Good, perfect. And I see Archibald take the thing. Yeah, and I guess like that's really now that's my obsession. And I'm gonna hop in the car next to him.
Oh,
It's a
you hop in
two-seater,
with
right?
him.
Perfect.
Yes, there's a 2-seater.
Yeah, he hops
Great.
in with you, Professor.
Would you mind riding shotgun? I pass you my shotgun.
Right. Wonderful.
Heist funds. Yes, that's why I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice puns.
And the longer you kind of like, I'm guessing the thing closes over you. I can't wait to report that a Batmobile was in my game, back to the game designers.
It was the original Batmobile museum piece. It
Right.
Was an
Of course it was. Right. It was
It was the working original.
I worked hard.
I see that. And it kind of and closes over you. And the space, this small space that you're in, the air becomes difficult to breathe just with the thickness of whatever corruption is permeating off of this dung heap that the professor has taken. Genesis, it is your turn, and you have watched as the professor has busted through the wall and taken the...
Well, thankfully, I'm not super worried because they both have phones and earpieces on them, which I totally can track super easy. Because I don't give them anything.
This
that I'm
is
not gonna
true.
find
This
them.
is super true.
So, I just go, hey, Chip, grab Kathy and just get out of there through the sewers. I don't think we're gonna be able to stop Professor and Seamus, so we're just gonna tail them.
I kind of shake my.
Just down to the
my-
basement, ASAP.
Yep.
Over and out.
Kathy, you got it that way.
We gotta move!
Skidoo.
The opening bid was for
And
$1
I'm gonna
million.
start
Oh,
immediately just tracking their phones and kind of trying to like low key hack into the Batmobile if I need to.
Okay. All right, we'll see how we go. So you kind of prep up, and maybe you we can say if you want to take the role, you do hack in to it. So you can take that role. Let's just double check. That way, if you want to take control, you can.
Yeah. That's exactly what I want to do. Best fucking hacker
Damn.
ever.
Yeah, you right in, and you can take control. From what you can tell,
Yeah,
if
I
you
can,
want to.
but I'm gonna let them do their thing because it's
I was
probably
about to say,
some weird
what
little
we're
thing
gonna-
they gotta get out of their system.
What would
So I'm just gonna like
Yeah.
hack in. All right, it's there if I need it. Remote start the car, and just wait for them to pop out of the sewer underneath me.
So what we'll do is if Professor is doing something and you attempt to take control, it'll be his drive against your burglary.
Okay.
To see who is maintaining control of the vehicle. I don't know if you have drive. And we start, there are a few cultists, I was about to say, there are a few cultists left, but they don't seem terribly interested. They slip past you, in fact, through the giant hole that Professor Archibald has put in the wall. Yeah, they just want out. And they kind of bolt. The alarm is still going off, and you guys begin to hear the sound of police sirens just a couple blocks off.
I start sending, I send a text to Kathy, like, GTFO through the sewer, I'm waiting by your exit. Kissy face, winky face. And then I'm also gonna just start to the New York City Police Department, just starting sending mugshots of all the cultists.
Oh, damn.
The security cam footage.
Okay, yeah, you start wiring that over.
Attempted theft.
Done. I 7 burglary. Yeah,
Or
you're just like
actual theft.
hickety. You know, you're just like click clacking.
Yeah, I'm like suspect for theft because this item's missing, and look at all these people jumping out.
Now, Kathy, how are you feeling about a car
It's not
busting through the wall?
Missing.
It's true.
The clay pot is on the ground. The contents are
Gone. What about you,
Kathy also stole a shit ton of stuff from the basement.
He did.
Oh right.
It's still down there though, just in his bags, like waiting for him to take.
That's why they're going out through the sewer. They're gonna load up in the van and be great.
So
Kathy
is that your
is,
plan?
Yeah, he's gonna go down there. He is very interested to hear what Genesis has to say, because this tank busting through a wall alone is much more than $1 million, which was the starting bid for this pot. So
Oh,
obviously something much bigger is going on, and he wants a piece.
hell
So-
yeah. All right, cool.
Yeah.
And you'll get to take your take, literally your take with you. So you begin heading, we'll just say you take your action. Technically in Fate, when you have maps, they do it by like zone. You would leave this zone and move into a new zone, which takes you out of this combat and into a safer space. And you begin moving downstairs, going back the way you came. Officer Chip Tater, are you following Fast and Furious behind him?
Yeah, I'm tailing behind him. He knows these sewers better.
True.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I'll let him
You're
follow
a,
me in case.
You're a strapping, strong young man. Help me carry all these, please.
Sure. What is this? Oh, damn, this is heavy.
Yeah, jewelry, art, money, etc. The usual.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm not gonna start having morals now. Start.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
No.
Just don't.
It's a little late for
Overload
that.
your brain.
It's a little late.
Feeling is bad.
So, Officer Chip Tater, do me a favor. Oh, I need actually both of you because you're carrying all these heavy items and you're trying to exit down the sewer. I'm going to have you make a physique roll for me.
Yes.
Make sure you don't lose your footing going back down because you're kind of climbing down a ladder. Chip Tater! Oh!
Oh no!
It is, let's say Kathy was doing pretty well, actually. It's Officer Chip Tater
barrels
that
into it.
slips, yeah, and just comes barreling down on your head. There's probably a few items in the bag that are now cracked and or broken, but you guys don't necessarily take any damage. It's just kind of a befuddled fall. It's not very smooth. Genesis, you can hear the sound of, there's no cameras in the sewer, but you hear that sound of Officer Chip Tater oofing.
Y'all okay?
Oh. Just get why did you even need this? I pick out this big giant heavy thing and just throw it out. This is pointless. Like
You tell your friend Genesis that this had better be the biggest goddamn hole.
it's some kind of Eldritch God that's gonna take over the whole world, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. Let's go! And I
Yeah, you tally forth and push forward. And Kathy, you know this because you've
I
studied
pull
it.
forward like 5 feet so that the sewer grate's open. And I'll open it up for them because I'm nice.
Yeah.
And then I'll open the back of the van.
you hack
And I'm
the
sitting
sewer
in the
grate.
back of the driver's seat with my phone, it's like I'm playing GTA 5, but it's actually the car.
So before they can exit, we're gonna flip back over to Professor and Proctor and see how they're doing inside. Do you guys see them exit? Do you follow in the vehicle? What is your plan, Professor? You are oh no, it's actually Proctor's turn. And Proctor, you have a gun now, pointed directly at Professor Archibald.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I go,
you let me hold that.
The artifact. Why?
It belongs to me. It's safer if I were to hold him.
Would it really be? I wonder. Tell me,
It would
how...
be safer for you if I were to hold it.
And I raise the gun that
I
is now
see.
pointing at you.
So this is a threat. I give you my gun and you threaten me with it.
Then get past you, Professor.
I would like to
And-
use my stunt to try and reduce the effect Cthulhu is having on Proctor. That's what that one does, right? My corruption stunt?
Well, technically it's by one of Cthulhu's minions, like damage that was done by one of Cthulhu's minions, but there are no minions in this, really. I was about to say, technically his minion is the thing you're holding, and so I will let this one, I would say this one's good. So basically,
I also have provoke.
oh. Okay, so you have to succeed on an empathy roll. Yeah, I'm like reading. Okay, so by 1 level severity. By succeeding on an empathy roll with a difficulty. So you roll empathy, Professor. Are you empathetic?
I have read a lot about Cthulhu's minions.
Damn!
So I would like to use my law instead of empathy.
Do it. Yeah, you've rolled a lot about how people are supposed to feel.
Yes.
Okay.
And with
Just
that, I
stacking
get a
stunts.
1.
Yeah. So that's enough. That's enough for you to recognize, I would say, to some degree. So this says, on an empathy roll with difficulty of fair for a mild consequence. Okay. So you don't...
By the way, Proctor looks way different right now. I mean, it could be his hair is parted to the other side. It could be, I don't know. It could be anything. But he just looks like he's got a glint in his eye. That is definitely not the passive Proctor that was.
Not the passive Proctor that once was. Professor Archibald reaches out, we'll say, and grabs your wrist, Proctor, with this giant barrel pointed in his face. And when he does so, something washes over you. This feeling. Maybe it's the physical touch of another human, just something that's not corrupted.
They're there.
Yeah, it's like just take a moment, you know.
Buddy.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
And in doing so, it gives you this moment of release.
Right.
And we'll actually say, just because, why not? You haven't taken any damage, right? Nothing.
Proctor?
Yeah, Proctor's not taking any damage,
No.
correct? Yeah. We'll say what this does is it does ease your mind. The whispers of take me, you know, get me out of here,
Right.
kind of subside momentarily for you to be able to communicate with him in a little, in a more grounded place.
Feeling better, Proctor?
What is better? Better in what sense?
A good question.
I have to apologize, though, for how I've been acting. It's rather hard for me. You know, about anything of my background. It's just going back into this, seeing everything all again is very hard. on my mind.
Deplorable times call for deplorable actions. It's perfectly understandable, but we can be civilized. Now, tell me, you
You're
seem
still
to-
eyeing the artifact.
You seem
Or
to
the
have
bear
calmed.
artifact.
You seem to have calmed. You still want the artifact, though.
It would make me feel more comfortable if I were to at least hold it.
Yes, certainly. I'll tell you what, I'll just press this button. I think Genesis is trying to
Eject.
track us. I think Genesis is trying to track us, so I'm just going to press this button here.
Rude. And I say through your comms.
And as I say that, I'm going to eject myself into the motorcycle bit, so the car carries on.
Oh God! Okay.
I knew it. I knew that.
How did we know this was gonna happen? So this is actually all too perfect. So Professor Archibald, Cthulhu like dung mound in hand, bursts free. Here's what I'm gonna say.
dungticle.
A dungticle. He is going to take off. I'm gonna have you roll a drive, Professor.
Yes, but this thing came with a manual, which I've studied fastidiously. So I'd like to roll law
God
instead
damn
of
it.
drive.
Okay.
He has had nothing but time.
Nothing. Clearly, for the last 2 years, he's literally plotted out
Come
every
to work, and I
scenario.
come home and I have rebuilt my hot rod Batmobile.
It was like a kit he ordered. Oh my god. Okay. It burst free, right next to you, Proctor, ejecting out this motorcycle, and Professor Archibald Hinkley takes off.
I make a sanity roll.
Yeah, yeah.
I've never seen this before.
Yeah, you're like, holy shit! And you're left sitting in what is now like half of a car by yourself in a seat. The item is gone. Professor Hinkley has. I'm guessing you're heading out.
So I
Wherever
hacked
the
into the
thing's telling me to go.
Great. Yeah. So you.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd hacked into the car before he motorcycled, but do I still have access?
So that's actually a really good question. So you hacked into the car. Why don't we do this? I'm going to have you roll a burglary to see if you still have control of the motorcycle separate from the core vehicle.
Or the car.
Or the car. So you definitely still have the car, though it's like half the car it used to be. The burglary skill is 5. What are you trying to do here, Genesis, with this hack?
So I definitely want to keep tracking him to know where the fuck he's going.
Easy peasy.
How close would I estimate that the other two are?
The other two, I've you like hear it scrape. They've come up, and you guys watch as Officer Chip Tater past them.
I just kind of wanna, because I'm gonna have the car follow the motorcycle, because they're technically connected, so it shouldn't be that hard to have the motorcycle, like the car, just follow all the turns of the motorcycle.
Okay, so you are going. So
I'll just track Seamus, because it'll just be like a little train. And I'm gonna like in the van.
So Proctor,
like, get in and close the doors. Like we're gonna get a car.
So
chase
now I could line up shots. That's
yeah.
great.
So Proctor, you feel the car underneath you start back up, and it takes off without anybody driving it. Just kind of the half you're in.
And I cut the professor off from the rest of us audios.
Oh,
Whoa.
damn!
He can still talk, but he can't hear us.
He can't hear you. So you've muted his in terms of him hearing you guys. Yeah. The professor, it is calling you to drive this item somewhere. You don't exactly know where. It's not like Google Maps. It's not Siri. But there's something in your head that is like yes, left turn in half a mile.
Recalculating.
But it is it is this like ever drumming and thudding in your brain that's driving you. It's almost like the pounding of a heart, and it just keeps you going. It's like you know where you're going, but you don't know where you're going. And you ride with this dung heap in your lap on your cool motorcycle, and you hear a strange sound behind you. Comes your own car. It's not to you yet. It's about half mile behind you, but it is coming up pretty fast. Here's
the next available U-turn.
Yes, Officer Chip Tater. Officer Chip Tater's got something to say.
I'm gonna be yelling at him to take the wheel, and I already have like a GPS slapped up, like follow the back.
All right. I have a stunt.
Okay.
Called defensive driving, where I'm good at. It says you're good at keeping your car in one piece, +2 to overcome with drive during a chase.
Great.
So,
Well, guess what we're about to go into?
a chase.
And while
chase.
he's driving, I want to be in the back using my stunt, MacGyver of the old one, +2 to crafts when it involves creating or breaking down technology using old one magics.
Uh-huh.
And I want to try to make a new case for it.
Oh,
So
cool.
it stops fucking with everybody's head. We can keep it hidden.
Cool. I dig that. Okay.
That's
All
what I
right.
was doing,
Also,
man.
pass my gun to Coffee so he can, dual wield.
So Kathy's riding shotgun in the van.
Kathy's gonna get in and be like,
The hell is going
the
on?
last time I saw you.
So you guys quick toss all the artifacts in. You guys hop in. Officer Chip Tater goes right to where he knows he's gonna be. Genesis, you've got like a little workstation. You're working something
I'm
up, and we'll
back.
get to that
I
in a
just gotta
second.
Throw it over the mattress.
Kathy now has 2 guns, which I'll let you take 2 shots then each round if you'd like, along with whatever stunts you have to benefit that. And the chase is in fact on. Professor Archibald, I'm going to have you make another drive. We're just going to go, like, in order. So you make a drive to make sure you're maintaining control of the vehicle.
Yes. Now, the manual said...
It did!
The Where's the
Can I
unicycle
keep
hidden?
abusing this? It does
Yeah.
say like
How many
yeah.
times does it say that? Can you do it?
It says like per.
You can spend a fate point to use lore, so you got to give me a fate point.
Oh, okay.
Haha.
I've already used it a couple times.
Yeah, shoot
so,
him in the beanhole.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I've got fate points.
Why not? Give him.
Yeah. I'm specifically
That's my
looking for a thin alley that only a motorcycle would fit down. That's what I'm looking for.
Cool. Holy shit. Okay, out of 5, you find one and you slide down it. Lindy, are you still controlling, or this thing? I guess you burglared it, but it's a bit too big to fit down this alleyway. Nonetheless, the car makes the turn. Proctor, you need to make a physique roll to either dive out of it or stay in it. I'm gonna give it up to you, but looks like it's going to go down this alleyway. The car has made a right turn to follow Professor on his motorcycle down this narrow alley.
In a narrow alley. With
Yeah,
the car can't fit.
yeah.
Yeah, because he gets what he just did. Okay, great, perfect. Shit. I'm gonna. Damn it. I guess I'm gonna dive.
Yeah, make that dive.
Yeah. I try to press the button next to his and hope it's an eject.
Oh god. Okay, let's see. You press the button.
Please let it be another motorcycle button. It just
And
keeps following.
It does, in fact, eject
It's
you.
Robin's.
I was about to say, it is a seat. It ejects you with the. He ain't gonna give Robin a motorcycle. He's gonna be like,
Yeah,
bitch,
right.
go home and
He
sit with
goes on or
Alfred. Yeah.
Unicycle, maybe.
So the chair pops out, shoots you out, and does kind of the whole 9 yards, the parachute releases, and leaves you kind of sitting. Oh, it pops out.
It's one of those bicycles, but it's with electric motors. So it's like,
And
Yeah. It's an electric razor scooter.
Yeah, razor scooter. And it pops out, and you land right next to it. It doesn't take long before the van catches up. They were going significantly faster, but you see where there's been an accident. The car has smashed into the narrow alleyway. It is now smoking. Professor Archibald Hinkley is nowhere to be found. He is long gone.
do I not have dibs on?
Oh, that's right. You do
tracking on
have
the bad side?
you do have a tracking. He has hit the interstate, and he is in fact headed west on the interstate out of the state of New York. That's about all you know.
Okay.
Proctor is starting to look like the villain at the end of Titanic, with just how angry he is.
I'm gonna lean out,
An iceberg?
pop
Yeah.
the little magnetic, flashy doohickey on the top, and just tell Tater to keep going. Follow.
Okay, so you guys find
Okay. So, I wanna get into the police scanners again
Okay.
and tell them, get convict on the loose. We need you to cordon off this section of the highway from this section. Give them the mile marker to cordon off.
Okay.
ASAP.
Like
A few
He's
miles
only
ahead.
10-1 call. 10 calls. That's weird.
yeah, it's like dispatch. This is dispatch. We have a situation at the museum. Most of our units are there. We are a bit short-handed this evening.
Chasing the robbers from the museum. They have confiscated. They've not only robbed the museum, but 3 other banks on the way. It is imperative that we apprehend these criminals. Over and out.
I was about to say, there's got to be a roll for this to convince them this
I
is
will roll
true.
deception.
I was about to say,
Want me
roll
to?
the deception. Yeah, roll that
Can
deception.
I help her? Can I be like this?
Yeah, Chip Tater. You can feed her. You're kind of feeding her
me
words.
lingo.
But
Yeah.
start
Right,
with the
that's good.
feeding her lingo. Yeah, sure. We'll say you get a +1 because he's feeding you the right lingo.
Okay,
Slipping
okay.
a meow every now and then.
Yeah.
Hey, out of 3, she goes. We'll dispatch our last unit here, but we will need your backup. Please, follow and report.
On the way. Over and out.
And you guys continue basically the chase and start heading that direction. You guys chase and chase throughout the night. The police give up with more activity than necessary at the museum. There's no way that they found him on the interstate moving as fast as he was. And you guys, in fact, track him all the way back to the to a small town in Kansas. He beats you there significantly many hours beforehand. And is, when you arrive, has passed off this item to somebody. It has provoked you to pass it off. Proctor, it is in fact the tall, slender woman with the red tattoos as she takes it. And as each of you look on her, as you kind of pull up and you stand in the middle of what is basically an empty lot, parking lot.
This woman.
You do, in fact. She is extraordinarily powerful. And as
We drove all the way to Kansas.
Yeah, you guys basically took the night and drove all the way to
them,
Kansas.
I told them along the way that I may have had a vision about this.
Okay.
And the Professor
It may
Archibald,
not click for you guys, but it
Yeah.
clicks for me when I see her.
you kind of arrived. This is where
Did I
it's told
finish
you to
my
go.
thingy? Did I finish my case for it?
Oh, roll a lore.
Craft?
A craft would work. I'd take a craft.
Got a lot of
Yeah,
time.
because I get
You
plus
did.
1 to crafts to make this stuff, plus 2 to crafts. So
Great, make it so. Yeah, because this will be a very special item. You have, in fact,
Old one
created
hodgepodge.
old one hodgepodge. You've MacGyvered the fuck out of this Eldritch magic. You do. You make like a case out of it, some out of like spare parts and things that you have in the back, and you believe
I
based on
disguise it like a PC case, so no one will ever suspect.
yeah,
Despite his best efforts, Caffey was unable to distract you.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
well, I mean, it's a long drive to Kansas,
There's probably a lot of distraction, and you guys arrive just in
and there's a
time.
mattress in the
Yeah.
back.
You arrive just in time as Professor Archibald has kind of become under this throng of this once was woman. And as all of you step out and make eye contact with her, I need each of you to roll me a will.
Can I be wearing my tinfoil hat because Seamus warned us this was coming?
Sure can. Sure you can.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you have an aspect?
I do. I have a tinfoil hat that gives me +1
I rolled a
to rolls
2.
against Cthulhu's minions.
Oh wait,
2.
is this for?
Yeah. So
Oh, I
That's a
still
lore.
rolled a -1. I rolled so bad.
oh.
Fancy
Plus
hat.
2.
Oh, your fancy hat is no match. Proctor and Caffey, actually, surprisingly, you guys withstand. Her basically screech is what it is. Her jaw, her whole body is like elongated, pulled, as if time and space itself is just constantly tearing
Somebody
at
poorly
her.
photoshopped her.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
please.
They tried to Photoshop and make her look a little thinner, so they just
Yeah, sure you can. Yeah, you can re-roll
elongated her a
it.
little bit.
Her whole body is, it's almost like somebody's taken a knife and carved in her, and everywhere it's been carved, it burns this red umber color. Damn, that's much better.
Much better.
Yeah.
Thank you, tinfoil hat.
And the tinfoil hat stops you. It is, in fact, Officer Chip Tater that she kind of takes a hold of. And as her jaw drops open, it drops like a foot. And she lets out this just like screech. And it basically causes you to lose your mind, Officer Chip Tater. Your brain begins to actually like melt, if it was. It is actually her kind of shouting Cthulhu's own language. And this deals quite a lot of mental harm to you. You're going to take 2 to your will, your mental will. So you can take it as the 2 box, or you can take what is known as a mild consequence, which is permanent brain damage.
This is why everybody only whispers Cthulhu language.
That's right, don't yell it.
This is what
Just
happens.
because it sounds so funny, I'll take the brain damage.
Nice. And you guys see Officer Chip Tater hit his knees as Professor Archibald hands the item over. She grabs it, her jaw closes up, and she disappears.
No.
As that happens, cop cars pull up.
There was no way we could slap the thing around it.
You might be able to. Somebody can try to make an attack on her if you really are brave enough.
Can Caffey and I team up? Because we've
Basketball
gotten to
it.
know each other so well on this drive.
Yeah, you guys can.
From
Shop
New
up the
York.
canister, an open canister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, if I wasn't seating in on the floor, I'd teleport to her. But
I teleport to her. Yeah,
Okay.
Teleport.
that's true.
Right.
Yeah, he could use his. He's gonna be corrupt AF, Officer Chip Tater, when this is all
So-
said and done.
Yeah.
So-
It is.
dirty cop.
Okay, they turned me back. It's fine, kind of.
Can
So,
I,
yeah.
Can I use my implant as well to try to help assist? Like
Why
tap into the.
Why don't we do this? You can take. Isn't that part of your corruption?
Yeah, that's my corruption aspect.
You can take the corruption aspect, take a point,
Okay.
take a check of
Take a point.
corruption.
Okay.
And we'll say that as she tries to phase out, your technology is like interference.
Okay, and it buys us some extra time.
Correct. It buys you a little
cool.
extra time. As she tries to like phase out and it doesn't work, and she goes to try again. So if somebody wants to make a physical attack, they can.
wants to make this? I mean, I guess I can.
Nope.
I've got a +1 to it.
You're gonna run? Run. Do it. Go. Make the run.
Alright.
Is the thing's hold over me gone now? Or?
Yes, because it is out of your hands. And you realize, like, as you that you handed it to her.
Can I give her a mean left hook?
Perfect, you sure can.
You give her a mean left hook and I'll try to slap the thing
I
on
can't
the
believe
artifact.
you're gonna touch her. Okay, do it.
It's a fight roll still, isn't it?
Oh, while in a scene, any effect which requires checking a corruption box requires checking 2. Sorry, Lindy.
That's fine.
Oh,
I have
okay.
3, so I'm good.
Okay.
I've got a points in it. I'm fine.
And Professor Archibald, you're gonna roll that. Yes! You, like, chunk. She takes it like a champ. I'm gonna be real with you.
Clamp it on the thing.
Okay, cool. So she's gonna take that 3 stress. As she does so, you run. So the physique is almost, I would say you get over to her and you do clamp it kind of around it. She squeals, grabs you, the box, and disappears. Genesis is gone. The item is technically
Radio
case.
Radio silent?
Is this?
Very quickly afterwards, it doesn't take very long before cop cars pull up in this kind of empty lot. Lots of them, as if somebody has set you all up. Proctor, you see, kind of standing off in the shadows, away from where like you guys are in this empty parking lot, kind of away under a street light, is the face of the preacher, the one that was flayed open 2 days ago on TV.
Right.
He now stands there, pulls his cell phone away from his head and clicks it closed as the police pull up and arrest all of you. And we're going to end the game there. Now here's the fun part. We get to all take some time to tell a little story. So, I want to make sure I give the Resistance the points you guys deserve, because you did technically stop the item from getting in the cultist hands, but you didn't stop it from getting to him. But I will say, I'm going to give you guys one more, and the great one actually got all 4 because you guys had so many corruptions this time.
Aw.
So many corruptions.
I didn't get fully corrupt, though.
That's right. Rim did. It's anybody that uses a corruption that takes a corruption point, and anybody that corrupts a new aspect. So he got 2 this time. So this is how this works. We get to retell what actually happens when Cthulhu rises. I'm going to, basically we get to cash these in. So I cash one in and say what happens, then you guys cash one in. So it's pretty simple, and we'll kind of close out this way, and then I'll let you guys kind of go around. So, you guys are, in fact, arrested and spend the next 10 years in prison, riding and biding out your time. Each of you are tried individually for the crimes that happened at the museum, for the items and goods that were stolen and found in the van, as well as the deaths of all of the people inside. That is one of them. That's the first thing that happens, is that all of you don't get to live out your lives the way you want to.
All of us?
Genesis, on the other hand, you become the right hand to her right hand. The technology that you have created is basically advancing Cthulhu's rise, everything that they're trying to do. And they
Way to go.
Yeah, they actually use this technology to make this strange building that's popping up in New Zealand stronger, which is the antenna to raise him.
It's almost like you're the genesis of such an age.
Oh my god. So I have done 2 of mine. So I'll let you, crew, check off one of them. What, in fact, do you manage to help? How, in fact, do you manage to help humanity based on the action that you have taken in the past?
Batmobile technology comes on
Ooh,
no end.
The Resistance has all Batmobiles, and it helps when you can evacuate more people and stuff and fight back harder.
Everyone appreciates the value of a Batmobile.
I love this idea. Yeah, so we'll say, because, well, let's see, what was the first thing you did? Because you guys stopped the hackers, first things first, there weren't as many cultists. There just aren't. The bodies don't rise. The ghouls kind of go away. But you're able to use this newfangled technology, I guess you could say. We realize that moving fast is, in fact, a benefit against his minions. And we developed this kind of army of Batmobile tanks using, actually, the Eldritch magic instead of the other weaponry that was developed originally, or in the original timeline, which was more firepower and gun related. Check-a-rooney. I'm gonna let you. Anybody else want to take another one? Other thoughts on how the future may change positively for humanity?
Why don't we have Cthulhu use his up first?
Oh, I get to use all mine up first? Okay, great. So, alright.
Unless anyone else is
Fine.
I can't think of anything.
Yeah,
I'm
so...
trying to think of something good I did. Like,
I did nothing good. We'll say that, in fact, I'll give you guys one for the resistance. Even though the item...
I have a great idea. Don't get...
Oh.
Are we the
Okay,
resistance?
you guys want to take... Oh, you got one. Go. Then it's your turn. Say it.
No. Go, great old one.
I don't... Okay.
You have 4. You have more than we did, and you
All
started
right.
first.
So what did I say? So, he rises to
We're all
power
in jail,
sooner.
and I'm
You're all
the
in
right-hand
jail.
person,
You're the
and they
right-hand
use it to
person.
get faster.
Let's see. The old one, as it rises, instead of taking over, basically what it did was it rose from the Pacific and started taking over the individual, like, islands and moving inland. It knows that that is not a good idea. So it uses this kind of minion and Genesis to actually begin that process of converting cultists from the mainland of America. So the holdout underneath the ground is not even available to you anymore. That's not how history basically writes itself. Humans have to find a new base and a new base of operations.
He went west before, right?
Yeah, he pushed like inland, and this time he decided to move out, knowing that places like Madagascar and those kind of places were not very beneficial in his takeover and his thrall. Let's see.
Probably because of the knowledge that he possessed from consuming Genesis and what Genesis already knew through living out that timeline.
Exactly, precisely. Lots and lots of terabytes of information.
Genesis leave a diary or anything?
Oh, all my tech is still there. Like, no, I've got all sorts. I've got MySpace, Facebook.
So I could read all
That's
about
BlackBerry.
Yeah.
You could. And actually, Professor,
Who's that
I'm
Lord?
also in juvie in like the first timeline at this point because she's only she's very young.
Right. And we'll say, so I was trying to think, what were the 4? The cultist and the building were the only 2 you didn't. The building that still stands, because it was not taken out by any means, becomes kind of an epicenter. The place that... It's a physical manifestation of the breaking of time. The material that's used exists in all dimensions at once. It's this kind of ebb and flow. And it actually, because it was not destroyed, allows... this great old one to basically use it to reach other places and dimensions, to take over more minds, which is of course the only thing he cares about. How many people can he have under his thrall? So his expansion is wider and vaster across the multi-dimensions, basically. That is my 4. I did it. Now your turn.
All right. So,
oh god. Okay.
This is Genesis.
Okay. Well, they may all tie together, so toss your ideas out. Let's see how they go.
Tie together. So, because I was apparently so influential in the development of this tech, which allowed him to come sooner, and the epicenter, Genesis knows she's the fucking best at what she does. No one else is going to be able to beat her. So what she's going to do is in the subtle undercoding, because she's so in tune with the technology, she's going to implant a virus. Subcoded into everything that's going on with the conversions, with everything, a subtle virus, and then send the codes to activate it to the resistance.
Hot damn. So it's almost like a sleeper virus that waits it bides its 10 years.
Everything, like his rising, the transformation of cultists, all the minions, because she would be like, yeah, no, technology is the way to go. We got to imbue everyone with cyber tech. everybody's got to get implants, but there's viruses encoded into all of them.
Which Genesis is this? 15-year-old Genesis?
This is 25-year-old Genesis.
So
But you've been taken.
you have been, and under
As
the
taken.
throng. So we'll say.
How about
Yeah, go for it. Oh.
how about
Building.
Proctor knows that you are
I'm in juvie.
because you kept mentioning
Yeah,
that
it's like,
you're
I'm
in
not
juvie.
worried about it, I'm
We
in
never
juvie.
saw you, so you get to still live out this timeline.
Yeah.
So of course this altered timeline, and so Proctor, I guess long story short, leads 15-year-old Juvie by various visits to the prison to do that for the Resistance.
Great.
To
By
activate
dropping
the
all
codes.
those. Yeah,
me
to
to
activate the codes.
Genesis.
Yeah. When you get out of here, I need your help. And this of course brings.
Because no one else would
like,
know my coding like me.
No one else would know it like you. Proctor has no idea. Seamus Proctor also he can't help but blame himself for the uprising that's happening because he also was overtook twice in that time.
Yeah.
And it fell for the corruption. And now he's like, okay, now we're back. I have now a third chance to try it.
Yeah.
So he's gonna go and do some visits with Genesis and try to get in the good times of Genesis and gain her trust and also tell her about the Resistance that could be. And they too build the Resistance with the.
I like that.
Their,
I like that a lot. We'll say,
start the Resistance
since it's on the side of the Resistance, she is able
Right.
to uncode all of this, kind of some of the stuff that Genesis has left behind. And between young Genesis, we'll call her, and Professor Archibald, you guys are able to kind of, relay this message or kind of time capsule this message that makes it to 2030 about putting all the tech in, and you're able to write a piece of code that allows Batmobiles, of course, and you're able to write a piece of code, and this piece of code,
which is Genesis code.
It is called the Genesis code,
It's her technology is the.
It's her technology, and we call it the Genesis code, and it basically uses the Eldritch magic as a barrier, so it helps block corruption, so that more people can fight it. So we'll say that that's kind of how that works. I love that idea of using the old one. So one more, and we've got a few ideas. Let's see how we can play with them. Toss them out, Gag.
Yeah,
Yeah,
wrap them into.
Mine was kind of in a conjunction
Ooh.
with what Archibald was saying about all of Genesis tech being behind. Genesis and Caffey were part of the same underground crime rings, black markets, etc. And Caffey is pissed off. He's sure he's not going to spend that 10 years in there. Maybe he can sneak
He's
out.
not, yeah.
TikTok
No.
or
Yeah,
something.
we'll say you managed to escape. Why not?
But
Right.
But
Young
he-
Genesis gets him out.
he is very, very pissed off and labels Genesis, at least amongst the black market crowd, these other hackers, as total narc. He needs help getting revenge. And unbeknownst to him, I was thinking that could kind of tie in with her computer still being behind.
Yeah.
This information being available to people and people actually knowing to look for it now. Not exactly the kind of information on her computer and tech they were looking to find. It kind of sounds like insane rambling and ranting. But some people out there might buy into it and think that it's all legit. So I was thinking somehow that completely unintentionally, Caffey's declaration of Genesis is a narc, and go destroy her if you can.
Nice.
Unintentionally leads to a bunch of information being spread and people being more prepared and maybe bringing more people in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Just like
the
earlier
resistance.
awareness. That's cool. Officer
Right.
Chip Tater, what you got?
First off, I was gonna totally do a whole thing where we contact younger Genesis, but it's already been snatched.
Well, hey,
Oh,
we're
you
all
could-
our
we could
minds
both.
are in the
I mean,
same
yeah.
place. Yeah.
True. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that While locked up, Chip Tater,
The
he
people
will.
in Juvie are just like, what
yeah.
are these old guys?
What are these creepy old dudes?
We're here for that
This punk
15-year-old girl.
chick.
Right.
He's gonna actually stay within the penal system,
Ooh.
and kind of with his strange mind the way it is now, and with his odd abilities, start to kind of amass a weird kind of cult following to himself, then kind of spreads and seed the idea of the day will come where we must rise. The day will come where we must rise.
Interesting.
And he's and that
secret cultist within the cultist.
It's like cult inception.
that's conception. Yeah.
Cultception.
He will rise, and then we will rise.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're gonna rise later.
So here's please continue.
Oh, and I was just gonna say, because that it just sounds fucking awesome and cool, and at one point,
please continue.
well, no, it'd be too far gone.
Yeah.
Never mind. No, it wouldn't work in the future.
So here's what we'll say. I think Caffey's ties in really well with like the second check. So here's what we'll say. We'll say that the three of you, Professor Archibald, Caffey, and Proctor, build this plot to connect with and use young Genesis. Each kind of in different ways. Together you're able to attack into her stuff. Yeah, you guys helped send this like code 10 years into the future. And kind of the works there. Officer Chip Tater, in fact, spends his time and of course Caffey escapes, which puts a man on the outside. That's what we'll call him, the man on the outside. And Officer Chip Tater decides to stay inside the system, and because of kind of the brute force and this bestiality that he has picked up, this corruption, he builds his own cult following, kind of like a gang on the inside. You teach them your ways. You corrupt them, but you corrupt them to become machines that fight him and his minions. So that when he finally does rise, we have a small army, really, of about 25 men from prison who have learned the way of Officer Chip Tater.
And then
It's fucked up. Yeah, he's a corrupt cop.
we meet up with the other crowd. The other
Fucking
crew.
Fight Club, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it started.
Fight Club. Oh my gosh. Yes.
His name is Chip.
While you guys are here fighting each other, I want to tell you about the old one.
Yeah.
Keep fighting.
Yes.
Yeah, keep fighting.
So I'm just gonna talk over you.
Yeah, so go ahead.
I was going to say, we call it like Project Exits. It's about freedom, getting out.
That's right. Getting to the outsides. So each of you have kind of what you give and you took from the timeline. So Cthulhu still does rise, but we are significantly, thanks to the driving technology of the professor, of Genesis's piece in her head, and Proctor and Caffey's help in making that a reality. And then, of course, Officer Chip Tater's mini scary man army, his fight club, are able to really fend off. And even though you have to live above ground, it allows you to have a security necessary to kind of build a more functional operation base. And the Beastie Boys. So that's kind of what happens. The world does fall, but humanity manages to kind of fight its way significantly easier than last time, thanks to really the help of all 5 of you.
Now we can send more people back.
Correct.
And then that loop we can send more
Actually,
people back.
that's the perfect ending. We've developed the technology, the warriors, and everything to go back in time with our gear.
And do it again.
And so we developed the Batmobile into a time machine. And we suit everybody up with technology. And we send them back.
Have chips in our head.
Yeah, we send them back to try. Actually, we send them back to stop all of you from botching the heist. No, I'm just kidding.
Genesis creates the tater chip. Which is the best. It's like made out of parts.
The tater chips.
I think I just figured out as well.
It's the combat module.
I just
figured out a way that Archibald could have prevented himself from going to jail as well.
Oh God.
He was set up. He's not Professor Archibald Hinkley. He'll
that's
tell them
right.
where the body of Archibald Hinkley is. He's actually much older. His
Oh!
too old.
Perfect. He doesn't even.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Brilliant. So that is, in fact, where we're going to end. This was, of course, if you've tuned in, thank you. This was just a beta test of the Fate of Cthulhu build-out for the Fate system. I've been beta testing this. This was just a simple 2-part mini-campaign. I want to thank all of you for coming and doing and trying out this crazy adventure with me and being able to have shenanigans even in a Cthulhu-based world, or Lovecraftian world. So let's go around. You guys tell me what you thought. Who are you and where can we find you online? And let's start with Scrat.
Yeah, okay. I thought it was a lot of good fun, actually. I'm fairly new to Cthulhu. I played a little bit just last week. But the whole Fate thing, yeah, no, it's lots of good fun. I especially liked the stunts.
Yeah.
Just like, I mean, admittedly, I don't think I was using them properly because I wasn't tracking fate points at all, but we'll glaze over that. But it was just really fun to just be able to like, oh, I've got this thing! Like, yeah, that was cool. I liked that. Fit in with the narrative nicely.
Yeah, it makes the narrative a lot easier. It's not so based on dice rolls, like, your complete failure all the time, you know? Really, honestly, I was reading, if you get anything above a 0, it's still a success. It's just the level of success. It's like a very kind of different system. So, yeah, I'm glad you picked up on that. And I'm glad you got to play Fate for the first time. Welcome to the club.
Yeah, Fate guys.
Yeah.
As for me, I'm Scraticus. I play D&D. I play it a lot. I worked out, so I'm taking a day off tomorrow. I'm doing Sunday, and then from Monday to Sunday next week, I'm doing about 42 hours live time of D&D. That's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm doing 7 games at the weekend, which is like basically an academy session, 24-hour, just spread out. It's fine. This is all good.
You'll be fine.
I'm not even tired now.
I'm supposed to hit you up with dates for that, aren't I? I'll get to you, I promise.
It's all good.
Been sleeping and breathing Cthulhu, I have to be honest.
Yeah, that's cool. We can do some more of that if you want. We can come do some Cthulhu breathing.
Oh, that'd be fun. Why not?
Yeah, that's me. I'm on all sorts of channels. I'm all over the place.
Yeah. Follow him. You should.
I'm not gonna lie. It's 4:15.
He's going to bed. Is where we're sending Scrat. Bye, Scrat. Go to bed. It's like, Laugh Love Lindy. How are you? Did you have fun?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I'm doing spiffy. Wow, that was exciting. I really liked the fact that I could be the typical nerd hacker stereotype in the van, just like, all right, you guys, like, there's someone coming up, you know, just with the cams and everything. I was like, just let me know when you want the lights out. I was not expecting to get teleported with the lady, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah. You done.
Just let her take it. but Genesis probably realized the same thing and was like, fuck you, I'm gonna put in a sleeper virus.
Yeah.
That probably really fucked him up to a certain extent, because those things can be nasty. And if you don't have the original code,
Is it like ransomware?
So bad.
So bad. Yeah. But where can we
that
find
was
you?
really exciting. I loved it so much.
Good.
I want to play more. I want to play more Genesis as well. Young Genesis, trying to get back to the light.
Yes,
but you can find me in the meanwhile online at LaughLoveLindy on Twitch and Twitter, where I am doing way too many RPGs. Just kidding, it's never enough. Some video games and all that good stuff. I'll be posting my schedule on Twitter for the next week tomorrow, but the biggest thing that I have for this next week that I'm going to plug is RPGN comes back this Sunday on WebDN's channel, 2 p.m. Eastern. As soon as we're done with this, I'm actually going to start watching the clips with the gang, and we're going to start typing up some funny stuff and making a bunch of dick jokes. It's going to be great.
Hell yeah!
So, tune in, send in them clips. We want to see it.
Yes. Officer Chip Tater.
What's up?
I think I'm forever going to call you that, Rim. I think you just are the Officer Chip Tater.
Hey, what's up? I'll be that. I'll be that. I had fun. This is like I said, my first time playing anything Cthulhu, really. So it's nice to finally see what all the hype is about, even though it's not set in the 1920s,
right?
Where we all wear button-up shirts and our chin. It's a very, very interesting game concept. Neat little idea. I'm interested to see how it would be on like a full, maybe 8-session lineup. But I think that's been all right.
Yeah, I was about to say that's actually would be like I would love to once they finally release it. I'd like to see the other build outs and timelines for the other old ones, because they'll be adding more than just King and Yellow, and I had the same thought. Was like really I think each like timeline event deserves 2 episodes. So like 8 seemed like the perfect number to like not have to speed through dialogue and those kind of things, which I know it kind of felt stilted at the top today, like trying to like move us forward. But yeah, that I think you're right. I get that vibe too, Rim, that 8 would kind of be the perfect number. So who knows? I might have to do it again.
Maybe. You can find me at my website. I'll put it in the chat, rimleyfar.com, and there's my Twitter.
Yeah.
I write D&D adventures. I'm open to commission work, so if you go, hey, I have this really good idea for a thing, cool, pay me and I'll make it happen. I'm available now. In the not too distant future, I'll be stuck with some projects, but so far I'm good.
Hopefully it's one of my projects that he and I have been
good.
conniving on, right? We're
in cahoots, guys.
What? Awesome. Thanks, man. You know, I always love playing with you. Actually, I have Rim to blame for streaming. I think it's Rim's fault. He brought me to this realm of online tabletop, and I have not left since then. So blame Rim. It's his fault. Myth. How did you feel about the game? And thanks for coming to play and everything. This is like the first.
Yeah,
I guess.
no.
Yeah, we only got to play like one off together, so this has been great. I appreciate it.
Yeah. I really had a blast. I enjoy any game. I was saying in chat, I really enjoy games that have like the rules light, narrative heavy style, like Fate or Cypher or No Manera, or anything like, you know, of that ilk. Are my favorite. Where combat is like, okay, we'll have combat, but let's talk about like any other interaction as if it was combat. Really enjoyed it. Also, the fact that Cthulhu is sweet and awesome. If you know anything about me, I love Cthulhu mythos. Also, if you know anything about me, I love going back in time and trying to figure out, and also trying to confuse myself in the timeline that we've made and also altered. So that was a lot of fun to do as well. It was all around a lot of fun. I had a blast. I really, and also I like playing wild cards. So I mean, playing Proctor was a blast too, because you get to. There were times where I was very conflicted on what the character should be doing, which is fine because that's exactly what Proctor would be doing. So I mean, like, yeah, I was like, I don't know what I should do in this scene, but I guess I'm literally doing what he would do. So yeah, it was great and it was a blast. And
Good.
My name is Mythematic. I'm a roleplay streamer and voice actor here on Twitch. You can follow me on Twitter and Twitch over, of course, at Mythematic. So I stream between what day is it? What time is it?
Today's Friday?
Today's Friday.
It's Friday the
Wednesdays
13th,
to
in fact.
Sunday.
It is Friday
Oh
the
my
13th.
God, you're right. It is. How Cthulhu.
I know.
On Friday or on Wednesday to Sunday, I stream, and when I'm not streaming, I am playing D&D with my friends. So usually on Mondays and Tuesdays are my D&D days. So yeah.
Very cool.
That's me.
Nice. Thanks, man. And last but certainly not least, Strider, I am so stoked you made it, dude. I was so worried about you last week, and I was like, oh, he made it! He's gonna be here!
Yeah, I wish I would have been there's so many cahoots, so much debauchery and shenaniganry. I'm really impressed by the quantity of cahoots going on.
So much cahoots.
Fucking hectic, man.
Yeah.
This is a crash course on the Cthulhu Fate system. I was able to jump in, like, you know.
Yeah, you did.
I was able to make my dude in like 10 minutes, and I love dice pool games, so I'm all for it and doing it in the future. This is the quintessential example of why a DM can't really like over prep for something, because your players are always just gonna like monkey with your plans.
Yeah. It's like, how do I plan for that? Oh yeah, you don't. You don't.
Right.
You don't
say
plan.
yes and go for it.
I'm so pleased.
Yeah.
Last time I played with Dot and Scraticus, I think I TPK'd your party like 3 times in one session.
You did.
So, good revenge.
And then permakilled.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Oh, you did. You know what? You actually inspired me to do Ball, the Trials of Ball.
Kill people.
Yeah, kill people. I was like, I want to kill people over and over. Like, you had so much fun. So yeah, that's how that came about.
Oh yeah,
friend.
he did kill us over and over again. It was me and you. I was read a lot at the library.
Yeah, I was so frustrated. It was like we were so close. We were so close. Oh man, that game.
Really quick, the only person I haven't played here is Rem. So, your wit quips like spot on, like ready to go.
Oh, so
fantastic, hilarious. So, I want to play like a full size campaign with you at some point. Myth, we haven't gotten like a sassy back and forth in any of our games yet because I'm always playing like way too stupid of characters to handle that.
We'll get there.
Hopefully, yeah, we'll get there at some point. I'm Strider. Check me out. DMing on Encounter Roleplays on Wednesdays currently. So
Yeah.
check that out. That's all I got to plug.
And I was about to say he writes too. No big deal. Lots of things. He writes lots of things. And I'm Little Red Dot. I too also roll a lot of dice like this crazy crew here on multiple channels. I DM for Encounter Roleplay. I am now a cast member over on Roll For It as we are playing through a World of Darkness campaign. I am in a Princess of Apocalypse campaign. You can check me out in the North by Northwest podcast where I DM and I'm a player. And right here on my channel now, officially, I'm trying to stream a little bit more. Definitely won't be at like 40 hours a week of tabletop because I'm literally like on everybody else's channel doing tabletop. But you can check me here on Sundays for Sunday Fun Days. And I'll do occasional video gaming and cosplay building and some other stuff. So I guess it's a little bit of a variety stream. So make sure, because you can now, to subscribe and to follow so that you can stay up on all of that the crazy things that I do on this channel. So yeah, that's my spiel. If you have come out, thank you so much. You can find me online at Little Red Dot. I keep my schedule up on Twitter as well as my Discord. And I'd like to hear, if you are in the audience, what you thought of all of this, because I am giving feedback to the game designers. So you can hit me in my Discord. Again, that can be found on my Twitter. I'm going to drop some links here in just a second. And I want to hear from you. I want to know what you thought so that I can give them the best possible feedback for their final product. Until then, gang, don't do anything I wouldn't do, which is not a lot. Bye, you guys.